Hello, fellow homebrewers. JP here, and I want to introduce to you the brand new Brew-Built X1 Conical Series available at More Beer. More Beer sells the highest standard in homebrewing equipment, and the Brew-Built Conicals are just that. They're made from mirror-polished 304 stainless steel, and they come with loads of features that you and I have been looking for. They have a full 2-inch bottom dump valve, which will eliminate your clogging issues, while the sturdy base includes 4 reinforced legs, just like those big Pro tanks do. More Beer also carries the Brew-Built line of options and add-ons like casters, pressure kits, and even external glycol chillers. So you can find out more about the new Brew-Built X1 Conical Unitanks by going over to morebeer.com for detailed videos on the entire line of Brew-Built Conicals. You can trust Brew-Built with your next fermentation, and you can trust More Beer to find the right conical for you. Brew-Built at morebeer.com.
The Brewing Network Sunday Session is brought to you by More Beer, featuring the new easy-to-sanitize threaded diffusion stone. Check out the new threaded diffusion stone at morebeer.com. Item number keg 590.
I poured it in my mouth and it just wasn't going down.
My first beer was an IPA, the best IPA I've ever drank, mostly because I brewed it.
If you have a scale that is good for measuring cocaine, you're probably good for measuring hops on cocaine.
You're scaring me.
I think the information is awesome and the audio sucks.
Make some sugary water, throw some yeast in there,
And you're going to drink good beer.
yeah, it's going to be good. It's fine.
God damn it, man. Oh, my God. Oh, uh-oh.
Now, live from the Brewing Network studios in Northern California, this is the radio program for home brewers, craft brewers, beer lovers, and beer geeks. It's your only source for live beer radio that brings expert brewers together with, well, expert drinkers. This is the radio program with a head on it. This is The Session.
Welcome to the program, boys and girls. It's another good session and a full show today. We got a lot going on, a lot of guests in the studio. Moscow's a weird booker. We haven't had a guest in the studio in like 3 years, and then he books them all in one show.
I like it when we can't move in here.
Yeah, not a bad idea.
Not a bad idea. Not a good one, but not a bad one, really.
Right.
Think about it that way.
So I jumped out of a plane this weekend.
Was it moving?
It was moving.
Was it broken?
It was perfectly fine.
Oh.
It was a little shabby looking, but
Had your doubts?
Yeah, I had more doubts about getting up there than I did getting down.
It'd be safer to just jump right out.
Yeah.
Did they let you jump by yourself, or did you have to strap yourself to some dude?
Tandem. I'll admit, I don't think I could do the jump by myself.
Yes, you could.
I was a little bit of a pussy.
Those airplanes, you can't wait to get out of them, believe me. Once you're up there, I'm gone.
Oh, it was so great. I wasn't planning on going. My girlfriend was going, and she had asked me if I wanted to go, and I said no. And I have always wanted to skydive, but it's just I'm a little bit superstitious, and things are going pretty good right now. And I feel like threatening my life is kind of like giving the finger to whoever is kind of pulling the strings, right?
The karma guy.
Which would be you, I think.
Well, so I just kind of thought, I'm just going to wait. When things are shitty, I'll go jump out of a plane. And so right now I'm not into it. I'll just go and read a magazine and hang out in the hangar while you jump. Well, we're on our way there, and they called her and said, we had some cancellations, and if you get here sooner, we can get you up sooner. And by the way, if you have anybody with you who wants to go, we now have spots open. And she couldn't get spots for weeks. So we just, they're kind of a line. So she gets off the phone and kind of says, well, there's a spot open if you want to do it. And I kind of thought for a second, wow, it's really a stupid thing to do. Sure, fuck it, I'll do it. So I ended up doing it. Right. And man, is it amazing.
Yeah?
Holy shit. I wish I had a microphone on, because I was cursing all the way down.
Were you really?
Yeah, but in a good way. I mean, so you go up and you're strapped to some dude, and
that's pretty good.
But I kind of realized, like, at that point, the last thing that you have to worry about is some dude's boner behind you. You're like, you don't
Can
care.
you imagine if you get
You
the
don't care
one
about your life.
Yeah, the one guy who just gets a boner when he's jumping out of a plane? I've done it 500 times. I can't help it.
I still get one.
Why do you think he keeps jumping?
Yeah.
Right. So, you fly up there, and they kind of talk to you a little bit on the way up, and you climb to 10,000 feet. And the closer you get to 10,000 feet, the more the poop moves closer to where it's going to come out.
Yeah, sounds like me in every plane ride. And I'm not going to jump out.
Yeah. So and then they open the door to the small aircraft.
Oh, I don't like this story.
It's a big, wide, open fucking door.
Yeah.
And you're strapped to this dude, and they kind of tell you what to do. They say, basically we're going to get to the edge, and you, at that point, will be outside of the airplane. The guy you're strapped to is still inside the airplane, but you are out. You're dangling out the... And he tells you, you kind of... you're supposed to hold your chest and curl your legs under the aircraft, and then at one point, as soon as you are airborne, arch. You arch your back. And keep your hands on your chest until he tells you that you're allowed to do the Superman thing. So I'm thinking that all of this is going to take a period of time. Man, that door opens up. You're pretty scared. He moves me to the edge, and I'm so thankful that it was this way. Have you ever done any cliff jumping or anything from a high point into water?
Like climbing a ladder?
You're hanging out there waiting.
The longer you stand there, the more freaked out you get. And clearly these guys know that, because no sooner am I on the ledge of this airplane, I'm going down. And it goes like this. Fuck! And fuck, shit, fuck for a while. It goes like that. And it's amazing. I'm not scared. Well, you're scared, but it's intense. It's amazing. But I just can't stop cursing.
So, Jay, when I went, I could feel my vocal cords vibrating because I was screaming too, but you can't hear yourself. Did you have that experience?
No, I heard it loud.
Oh, you did?
The people on the ground heard it. It was loud. And it was amazing. And you free fall like that for about 50 seconds, which is, I know everyone says this, but it's true, is a really long time.
Yeah, it is.
Because at some point, you're kind of trying to look back and make sure the dude's still there. You feel like it's been going on for too long.
Yeah, right.
But you don't really see the ground coming at you. It doesn't change shape. It doesn't feel like you're... it's clear to you that you are plummeting toward the earth, but you see what I mean? It doesn't
seem as fast
like
as you'd think.
Yeah, it seems like it looks the same at the whole way, the whole ride.
But it's very loud. There's a ton of wind in your ear.
Yeah. And then finally, then the cord pulls, and that's the scary part, because that's the moment where you know if you're going to live or die.
That's right.
It's right at that
What
moment.
kind of day you're going to have?
It's there are not many times in your life that you get to know within an instant if you're going to live or die.
Right.
And as that parachute pulls on you, you're still waiting for it to fully stop you. You haven't been stopped at this point. You've just been moved into an upright position, which is where you wait to find out if you will live. Or die. And it's at that moment you're really scared shitless, because you obviously want it to go your way.
Well, yeah.
And then after a few instants, you can tell that the parachute has fully inflated and everything is going to be fine. And again, you do this.
Stupid.
Fuck. Shit. Holy shit.
Oh, man.
And it's just a lot of that. And then, the guy, we jumped out first, and the guy points over and says, just a minute, you're going to see your girl fly by, too. And there comes Kate just whizzing by, and then you get to see her chute pull.
Nice.
And you that's another instant where you're like, okay, either I'm going to get sympathy sex for the next year because my girlfriend didn't make it.
Right.
Or everything's going to be fine.
When she was going by, where her boob was going...
you couldn't see. There's too much strapped in.
No.
So...
That's a weird change for her.
So, man, when we turned out fine, I told Kate before jumping, I said, don't get maimed or anything. Just die. Either live or die.
Yeah,
I don't want to be cleaning up your shit.
Visiting you in a hospital every day. Forget it.
Yeah.
How long was the ride down once they pulled the chute? Was it another couple minutes until you
It's
hit the
another
ground?
6 or 7 minutes.
6 or 7 minutes.
And
yeah.
then and it's not over yet, because
Gotta land.
The guy goes, "You want to do some spinning around?"
Is he saying that in the air?
Yeah. Once you pull the chute, you can talk.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah, pull the chute. So we're hanging there for a second. We watch Kate pull her chute. Everything's fine. Yeah. And then, he goes, "Do you want to do some spins?" And I thought he meant like we would kind of slowly arc around. No.
He had nitrous.
He puts us into a full-on like spin. Ugh. Like remember when Goose died?
Yes.
The F-14.
You don't never. I know where I was when I saw that too. So
it's like that. You're spinning like when Goose died, and it's awesome. And again, you're kind of hoping. I'm sure he's in control of this thing, right? Like it's a controlled spin, and then he kind of pulls you out of it, and you do a few like dives, and it's oh man.
Well, I'll tell you what. In 2010, there were 53 fatalities from skydiving.
Is that right?
Yeah.
But how many people?
16% of chute malfunctions, and fatalities have actually been on the rise since 2004. So I would never do it. That's retarded.
I'm ready to do it again.
Really?
Yeah, I'd go today again. Huh. Oh, it just wakes you up. It totally wakes you up. I was pretty sleepy all day, and I got on the ground and was wired. It wakes you up, and they're all laughing at me because I was pretty stone-faced going up. I was kind of like, whatever, we're just going to do this.
Sure.
Coming down, I'm just grinning ear to ear, and they're like, what's wrong with you, man? What's happened to you? So,
a couple questions. Cool. The chat wants to know if you bought the video.
Kate bought the video. She has her on video. It has me jumping out, and the guy turns us over right when we jump out so we can look at the video, and you see the aircraft then disappearing into the ether, so we're like going down upside down. So that's the only part that has me in the video, except for kind of like going up in the plane. They film you a little bit, and then when you land, they show you the guy. So it's two tandems, right? It's you and your person, and it's Kate and her person, and then another person who is the cameraman. Oh. So he jumps out. He hangs out the outside of the aircraft while I jump out, and then while Kate is about to jump out too. And he sort of jumps out just before them, and he spends half of his ride on, like with his back toward the earth, right in front of Kate, shooting the video all the way down. And then finally they pull their cord, and he keeps going for I don't know how long. But from the perspective of the parachute above him, from where you are, it looks like he's about 10 feet from the ground when he finally pulls his chute. And you're scared for him. I'm scared I'm thinking...
You don't want to see, oh, God, I don't want to see that down there.
Well, and I'm hoping we get our money back for the video, because it's not going to make that.
Yeah, that's right. It might be a free video today.
Well, you don't want to land in it either.
You also don't want to land in that mess. Wow. And then finally his chute pulls. I'm telling you, man, it's intense.
Well, after all that, I assume you need a beer or something. Did you have a pint or two after that?
We went to Russian River and got totally shit-faced. I got so drunk. We just took a cab. We ended up getting a hotel, and I must have had 7 temptations. And
I don't even like hearing the story. So if there were any less people in here, I would lay down on the ground to be close. I'm on a chair and I'm too high in the sky.
So are you like somersaulting out of the plane? Do you somersault, or
no?
Is it, what's the deal?
You don't. Hey, Greg, I see you on the line there. Just hang out a couple minutes. You could, if you wanted. I guess maybe you could ask to do that. We just did the one roll where we jump out, we look up at the plane so that we could smile at the camera.
So
it was
like a barrel roll.
A barrel roll. Then you're back on your stomach, and then you pretty much stay. And you can spin, like the guy spun Kate a little bit, you can see in the video. But mostly you're just pointed down, and you're just staring at the earth. And the wind, it's 120 mile an hour, they say, is what your velocity ends up being. So the wind is pretty intense in your face. But you're also, I don't know, it feels like you've never traveled so fast in your life. And certainly not toward a large object like the Earth. It's really insane.
It's not very soft either.
No,
not forgiving.
So nobody puked or broke any bones when they hit the ground or anything.
No,
that's hard to do.
We were all fine.
Break bones and you hit the ground.
I had a friend who somehow busted his ankle when he hit ground. Even though the chute opened, but he managed to survive the jump and then hurt himself once he finally got to the ground.
Well, we watched a couple of the experts jump before us. They were doing some kind of training. And some of them will come in at a pretty high velocity.
Yeah.
They'll do like a last, flare, right, to slow them down. But one guy, I saw him come in at a face-down angle. He had turned his parachute just at the last minute. Maybe the winds changed. And he was, 50 feet in the air at this point and headed straight toward the earth. And then finally, at the kind of the last second, adjusts himself to be more vertical, pulls on the strings, and does a soft landing. I thought he was going to do a face plant for a second. It was gnarly.
Well, they say 32% of all skydiving fatalities are in the landings.
Oh, is that right?
Yep.
I honestly, after
I just
seeing,
want to let you know.
Wouldn't they all be in the landings? I mean,
there's
the guy doing the video.
Blow your head off before you get to.
Unless someone had a heart attack.
The rest is dying the way down.
There's collisions, no pulls, malfunctions, reserve problems. So 5%. Not only did their main chute not open, but the reserve didn't open, and then the 15% other.
You're just meant to die if neither one opens.
Yeah, I agree. At that point, and that's I kind of believe that if it's your time, it's your time. So I'm really not too concerned about dying jumping out of this plane, except during that instant where you're waiting for the chute to do its thing.
Yeah.
At that moment, you're a little bit afraid of dying.
Well, you're just not educated enough to be afraid.
I guess so. Yeah. So I do all this, right? I jump out of a plane. JP informs me just the day before that he can't go to GABF this year because he won't even get into a plane.
Yeah.
He cannot. He's now at the point where he will not get into an airplane at all.
Yeah.
So he hasn't progressed. He's regressed.
He's regressed.
Yeah.
There's only one cure for this. We got to get you to go to GABF and jump out of the plane so you can land in Denver.
Right.
That's a hell of an entrance right there.
They'll cure you of this whole problem, I think.
So what's going on here? Because I have your ticket, I have everything sorted out, and what's going on in your brain?
I don't know, man. I can't do it. It'll be like that time in Boston when I was trying to go to Boston.
Yeah.
And I didn't even make it.
Right.
To the airport.
What happens at the point that you're about to get on the airplane inside your brain? Is it that you feel you're going to die in that airplane?
Yes.
It is.
Yeah. In some way or another. Either there's fucking snakes on the plane.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
And
that happens. I've seen that.
Right? You saw that documentary?
Yes.
On this goddamn plane.
You put these money.
Do you get that feeling when you drive a car? Is it only airplanes?
It's only airplanes.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Panic attack.
Cars are much more dangerous.
Yeah.
They are, but I have control over it.
Well, yeah, when you're driving. But
Yeah.
So what do you think?
Sort of, yeah. I don't know. Just the more I'm thinking about it and trying to prep for everything, the more I'm kind of that panic kind of grows in your stomach, and then you just kind of get like an empty feeling, and you just kind of get a little.
All right. So let me ask you this:
dizzy.
Isn't this the point where, because it's affecting your life, that you decide, you know what, screw it, I'm going to try a Xanax because maybe it'll work?
Well, I don't have any. I don't have health insurance.
I know a doctor.
So I can't.
I can get you Xanax like in an hour.
But I wouldn't want to. Tito can just drive by in his fucking lowride. No,
on the speed dial.
I wouldn't do it unless I was under a doctor's care.
But it's not that kind of a. You don't. Need
I know,
that.
but in order for it to actually help my anxiety instead of increase it, I would have to have had a full and complete physical.
I really don't think you know how Xanax works.
Do you? I didn't know you were a chemist.
Increase your.
It won't. But here's the thing: your anxiety might increase as you're taking the pill, but shortly thereafter, whether there's a doctor around or not,
it's gone.
You're going to chill out.
Well,
man.
it doesn't work for everybody.
You're right, but don't you feel it's worth a shot?
Yeah.
If I had a doctor, then yes. But I'm not just going to take it from some, punk off the street.
Squaresville, daddy-o.
Yeah.
But it's all the same. I mean, the doctor...
I don't know that.
In fact, I would bet you anything that the doctor will just say the same thing we're saying, which is, yeah, you should probably try some Xanax. And that's as far as he's going to go.
Well,
he's also going to tell you there's no physical risk taking Xanax.
I don't know that.
How about have a couple of pints before you get on the plane?
Actually,
that makes it worse.
Actually, alcohol increases anxiety.
Oh.
There is something terribly unnatural about being in a pressurized aluminum tube at 26,000 feet going 600 miles an hour.
Yeah, but it's wildly effective. You're immediately where you want to be.
Not immediately. If I could be immediately, Scott, I would be there.
Yes, we just fall asleep.
It takes you 3 hours. And it's not something I could do. And if I did it and got there, first of all,
so if the brewing
going
network
down to Denver, going across the mountains there, it's all the turbulence and bullshit, and that just makes me my pants go brown.
You're
at that
thinking
point.
about it way too hard,
right? Thanks, Nate. You're welcome. We're also in a house. We are people. I would spend the whole rest of the week there thinking about flying out. And I would...
Not if you were all hopped up on Xanax. You wouldn't.
It's 24 hours a day for 5 days, man. I couldn't do it. I would be such a fucking asshole.
No, you know what you spend the week doing?
What?
Having a chill, good time.
I
is what
can't.
you spend
Well,
the week
yeah,
doing. For the
yeah,
first
you're probably
time
right.
in a long time, you'd spend the week as a happy motherfucker.
You'd have a
Just
nice
leave
slow
early and
stride.
take Amtrak.
You can do
take
that.
a donkey.
All right, let me ask you. So,
yeah.
if the Brewing Network paid for you to go see a doctor who would then clearly recommend you Xanax, would you try the Xanax?
I don't know. I don't know that. That gives me a lot of anxiety.
Okay.
Which is now this whole,
Seeing a
cyclical
doctor.
bullshit. Yeah. Well, try
Xanax.
eating But there was a time in my life where I ate a lot of pills.
But you know that it goes
now
away.
I don't want to do that.
But you do know that even if you decide it isn't for me, it didn't help me,
Yeah.
it goes away in, 4 hours or something? It's gone.
I don't know.
You're not going to be stuck anywhere except
Maybe.
for in a happy place for several hours.
I don't know. about that.
And you won't have the anxiety after you take it, too. You'll have it leading up to it. I can see that in your face. But
Well, NHC's around the corner, and that might give me enough time to figure that out.
Okay. Well, listen, I worry about you. And as your friend, I really want you to say fuck it and take the Xanax. Because I know that afterward you're going to go, God damn it, I should have done that a long time ago. And now I can have my life back. That's what I think is going to happen.
Now you can go to Europe. Go to
Right.
Belgian beer bar.
Oh, yeah.
I was telling
Harris hookers,
I was
everything.
telling my girlfriend, I was like, if we ever get married, we're going to like fucking Oakland for our honeymoon, right?
Right.
And even that would be stretching. She goes, I realized that the third week we
And
were
we're not
dating.
taking Bart.
Yeah.
Because it's a tube and
I'm not in control. That's actually one thing that I've gotten over is going to the city.
by Bart.
Yes.
Oh, in that underground tube?
Yeah, and then the thing stops, and you go, oh, I'm like, what, a mile under the shitty ocean.
A lot of water up there.
On earthquake faults.
Yes.
All right.
I couldn't take Bart to the city.
All right.
No.
Good.
Yeah.
Call the doctor.
Seriously, good.
All right, well, so Moscow now gets a free trip to Denver to help us out because I need the extra hands. And JP, you're going to sit at home feeling like you were wishing you were there drinking with us, man.
I know, and I really am doing it for my friend Scott. I think he's worked hard these past couple hours, and he deserves it.
Right.
But I'll be, like I said, I'll still do social network shit, and because we never have anyone to update Facebook statuses when we're there, right? So that would be me. I would do it. So it's a good thing.
So your miserable ass is going to sit home in front of the laptop.
Dude,
Pretty sure
to
Justin
do like
is
5
having fun.
tweets all week.
It hurt me a lot to send that email to you and tell you that.
I know.
And it hurt me a lot to do that to Push because I know he's counting on me.
Right.
But I literally would not. I would be just a miserable cock.
But this
more
again,
so than I am.
This
and
again
I
is,
couldn't do it. I could not. Literally couldn't do it.
To me, again, because it's affecting your life and those around you. This is why you buck up and you take the goddamn blue pill.
Yeah,
it's magic.
You just take the pill and you test it out. You just try it because if we're wrong, no harm, no foul. You took the pill. We all get to shut up. It didn't work.
Mildly strung out. It's all good.
You get to go on being miserable. Take the pill. Jip.
Yeah.
All right.
Enough of that shit.
Well, we got it sorted out. Don't worry about it. Sit home. Yeah. Don't have anxiety. But do think about taking the pill.
I will.
And think about my offer to send you to the doctor and evaluate you so that you feel safe taking the pill. Does that help?
Yes.
Think about that.
Okay.
All right. God, we didn't even get to anything we were supposed to get to. But that was a lot more fun, don't you think?
Yeah. It was. Thank you for letting me have fun.
All right, we've got Jade from Hop Tech Homebrew. She's in the studio here with us today. And also on Skype, we have Greg Maynard, who's from Oakland Brewing Company. Greg, you with us? Might have lost him a long time ago. He was kind of hanging out there for a few minutes.
Maybe he got scared.
We lose you? Here he comes. Hey, Greg, you there?
Sorry, guys, I fat-fingered my mute button.
No
I
worries.
was just sitting there chuckling and refilling my beer as going through the stories.
Very
the anxiety stories.
Have you ever?
I know the medication you're prescribing certainly worked for me when a doctor told me he was going to slice my eyeballs open with a razor blade.
Well,
Oh, my God.
I was a little apprehensive. He gave me a Xanax, and the next thing you know, I was laying down, putting my head back, and following all the orders.
Right. He's like, now give me a handy. Okay. I tell you, it works, JP.
Well, I would do that. I'll ski pole anyone. I don't give a fuck.
Right. All right, so Greg Maynard's from Oakland Brewing Company, and he's on the line with us along with Jade here from HopTech Homebrew. You all know HopTech, a longtime sponsor of ours.
Woohoo!
You can go to hoptech.com, check it out there. And they're here to talk to us about Oktoberfest.
Oktoberfest.
So what is Oktoberfest?
Oktoberfest in the Diamond, and it's put on by the Diamond Association in Oakland, and they're doing it to try to improve the area. It's been going on for several years, and
It's a beer festival, right?
no, not necessarily.
Oh, not just. I see.
Not just. It's very, very family oriented. They have a root beer garden for the kids. There's a lot of activities. Very, very family oriented, and they happen to also have a beer fest.
Okay, got it. So there's a beer garden.
Beer garden with a
is.
homebrew section and a craft brew section.
Oh, I love this. So you do have a homebrew side to it.
We
also.
do have a homebrew side, and HopTech is sponsoring Homebrew Alley.
Beautiful.
And we're going to have, we're still trying to work it out. We're going to have some kind of like brewing demonstrations. Our homebrew club, the Mad Zymergists, in their tent, we're going to have like things fermenting and things mashing. And
Great.
And then down at HopTech, at our booth, we have grains to taste, hops to smell, a little bit of homebrew to taste.
Okay.
And there'll be other homebrew clubs there also.
Great.
Pouring some homebrew to taste. And it's all good fun.
So, Greg, how long have you been involved in it?
I'm sorry. This is my third year there with OBC.
Okay.
We've worked there with Drake's, Linden Street, and Trumer for the past 4 years. This year we're doing something a little different for the taste. Normally it's been limited to 4 beer tickets for $20. This year there's an unlimited taste. The hours of the event, I don't know if anyone's addressed it, this Saturday, October 1st, from 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., it's right there at the intersection of MacArthur Boulevard and Fruitvale, the center of the Diamond District in Oakland. So for $40, there's unlimited tastes, and you'll be able to take your tasting stein and go back and forth between the craft brew tent and the homebrew tent.
Beautiful. So that's the way to do it.
Hey, I can go to that.
We used to. You can go. You'll be here. We'll be at GABF, but JP will be here.
I'll be there. Yeah, I go.
All right.
Yeah, definitely. Every year I go.
Tasty's going too.
Yep.
Awesome. I like the open pour is the way to do it. The flat rate is the way to do it. We tried doing tickets several years ago, and it's a pain in the ass, and people don't like it as much either. They'd rather spend a little more and not have to be hassled with it,
and not have to have full glasses. That was always my thing.
Exactly, Jade. Because as a beer taster, a beer guy looking for different beers to try, you don't want a full pour of any beer. You want a little bit of each beer.
Yeah, I agree. So I'm glad you're doing it that way. So $40 gets you in there. 11 to 6. That's a good long time.
That's a great time.
So
it's a long time. There's going to be 20 breweries pouring under the craft brew tent. So add that to the amount that we expect the home brewers to build. There's going to be more than your money's worth if you're getting 4-ounce pours for that period of time.
Tasty, are you going to pour homebrew?
Yeah, I think I might. Yeah,
Beautiful.
I have some to take, so yeah.
Great. Do you know what you'll be bringing? People can anticipate?
I think I have some of that Shark Bite Red that I brewed for Can You Brew It?
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
That's a nice beer. We had that at NCHF, too, right?
That's right.
Yeah, that's a good red. Okay. And Jade, I'm sure that you and Roberto will also be pouring some of Roberto's homebrew, right?
And Jade's homebrew.
And your homebrew.
Yeah.
Oh, lovely. I've had your homebrew once, but most often it's Roberto bringing his by, so yours will be there too. Great.
Do we have any here, though? That's the question.
We have one of each, one of Jade's and one of Roberto's.
Aha.
Nice. Called your bluff there, hey?
Yeah.
Let's beer bong all that shit.
I have to get into that.
Yeah, the pale's really good. I've had it. I was at the Northern California Home Brewers Festival.
Roberto, isn't one of them portable? I don't even have to wait for the break to just bring it in here, and we'll just pour it while we're hanging out.
Oh, fantastic.
How about that?
Isn't one of them able to move out of that room and into this one?
Yeah. Just asking,
Okay, next time I'm coming to the studio, guys. This doesn't sound as much fun.
You can still make it.
Right.
I am looking at the weather page for next weekend, and we had the unseasonal rain and cold in the last couple of days, but it's looking like it's going to be quite sunny and 72 degrees next Saturday. So
Perfect. Now, are there pre-sale tickets or just at the door?
I haven't been a part of the pre-sale. I know certainly that there hasn't been a hassle when you get there that day. There are plenty of tents, areas that you go up and get your T-shirt and your sign, and it works really well. It seems that they have it organized. The fourth year is about when these things settle in and people get it all figured out. So,
is there a website for it?
Yes,
there is. The web address is Oktoberfest.org, O-R-G, and it's just Oktoberfest with an A thrown in there, obviously.
There you go. I'm looking at it right now. And so all the information that we're talking about here, plus a list of the breweries is on there. Got some great ones. Drake's, of course, Trumer, 21st Amendment, Ale Industries, Triple Rock's in there, Speakeasy, Triple Voodoo, which is a newer brewery.
Yeah.
I had them at the Bay Area Craft Beer Festival last year.
Where are they from?
I think San Francisco.
It's Greg Kitchen. They're brewing out of somewhere down in the peninsula. I think he lives in Belmont.
Okay.
They're looking for some space to brew in the East Bay area. They recently changed their name from Devil Voodoo to Triple Voodoo. If I'm hoping I'm saying that.
I think it was Cherry Voodoo.
Cherry Voodoo.
And now it's
Cherry
Triple.
Voodoo to Triple Voodoo.
Yeah, Cherry Voodoo.
Just like Triple Rock.
Cherry Voodoo is a porn star name, I think, and that
She's
just
hot.
doesn't fit as for a brewery.
But from like
fake
a
boobs, bottle blonde. Is that the one?
like a 70s blaxploitation film.
Yes, that's true.
I'm Cherry Voodoo.
Got Moylan's out there, of course, Oakland Brewing Company. So go check it out. You can go to Oktoberfest.org and get all the information you need. And I've never been to it. I've always got some other event happening, but I've always heard good things. Tasty always comes back talking about it.
It's a nice crowd.
I went the first year. It was a lot of fun.
Okay.
See overlap with GABF and other stuff the last couple, but it's been a good event.
Right.
First time.
it's really good. They really have this like a gigantic range of food in the food booths. It's Oakland, so the diversity.
Right.
Diversity is really, really great.
That's true.
And last year, that's how I got to escape my booth, was to go out and get food for people in the booth.
Nice.
And I came back with African finger food and Filipino food and just yeah.
Good stuff. I'm hungry already.
I'm telling you, it's good stuff.
JP's going to go. You'll be able to find him in the root beer tent. That's where he'll be hanging out.
In the corner.
In the corner of the root beer tent. In the very small corner of the root beer tent.
Giving children creepy looks.
In Lederhosen.
Yes. I would pay to see JP in Lederhosen, I think.
I would let you pay me to see
do
you
that.
in Lederhosen.
Yeah. All right, go to Oktoberfest.org and check it out. Greg, thanks for being with us today. I appreciate it.
You bet.
All right,
We'll
take
see
care.
you guys down there.
All right.
Take care.
There you go. And Jade, thanks to you and all you do down there at
Thank you.
HopTech and all your support of the Brewing Network,
Thank
too.
you.
And I'm sure you guys are going to have a good time. So go see Jade at the
It's always had
HopTech
fun.
Homebrew Tent. Roberto will be there, too, and you can see them all hanging out. And you'll play Find JP. Play Find Where's JP Crying. That's a new game that's sweeping the nation.
Huddled in the corner, but what corner?
Which
Right.
corner? Where's JP Crying? I love that game. It's a lot of fun.
It's a good one.
Okay.
Just follow the trail of tampons, I suppose.
What?
I don't get it. Well, because they absorb tears a lot better.
I see.
Yeah.
All right, let me get through a couple of announcements. We'll go to break. Today we've got Scott Mansfield in the studio with us. Welcome to the studio, Scott.
Thank you.
Scott Mansfield is the writer of Strong Waters, which is a simple guide to making beer, wine, cider, and other spirited beverages at home. And Scott's going to talk to us today about ginger beer. And we've never done a ginger beer show. We've been doing this for a lot of years now and haven't explored this topic yet.
It's time.
Yeah, I'm glad we're going to do it. So if you've got questions about ginger beer, we're going to find out all about that up next after the break. There's some new T-shirts in the store, and I will restock all of it after GABF next week. If you're coming to GABF, we'll have almost all of our new designs and old designs on sale at our booth. I don't know where our booth is. It's usually either on the back loading dock or wherever they put us.
I think we're in the basement this year.
Are we in the basement?
That's what I heard.
One year we were actually down the street. We had to go down the street. It was weird, but they said that was
It's like
our
an empty
booth space.
Chinese restaurant.
Yeah, and they said no, this is VIP booth space. But just look for us. We'll be there. You can find me and Push the whole time actually in the middle of the hall at the Brewers Pavilion, where we're doing a whole bunch of panels with different brewers. And we'll be broadcasting all of those on justin.tv/brewing network. Pay attention to the website. I'll have Moscow put up a full schedule of our broadcasts, and then JP will be at home in his underwear tweeting all of our broadcasts.
Now, he'll be probably wearing pajama bottoms. Give him some credit.
Yeah. Well, it depends.
Hey, and I'll actually be helping out with the You Be the Judge booth this year again at GABF. So right when you walk in the front entrance to the right, come on by, taste some beers.
And you guys basically teach how the judging process goes there.
Exactly. Yeah,
right?
a few brewers come in and we try beers and we talk about them and get to judge some beer real quick. And
what's that? It's you and Randy the Mexican, right?
That's right.
Now, how is it that you're able to get off work for a week, man? You guys just opened that place.
It's about time.
Yeah.
No, we're doing really well. It's just GABF's really important to me every year. It's fun to go hang out with everyone, and it's a great time. So
perfect.
Those are my few days.
Okay, so go to the You Be the Judge booth, and you can see Chad and Randy the Mexican there. Come over to our booth to buy shirts. Go to the Brewer Studio Pavilion to meet me and Push over there and hear some great panels. For example, I know one of them, I think I mentioned it last week, is Jim Cook and Ken Grossman and Charlie Papazian all talking about 30 years of the Great American Beer Festival and how it's changed and things that they remember. So we'll also be streaming that on justin.tv/brewing network. Don't forget not to buy our iPhone app. They're supposed to be taking it down from the store. I don't know if they have yet, but don't buy it because it's going out of commission very soon. We have a new one coming. It'll be free. And also for the Android. Both of them will be free. Subscribe and join the BN Army by hitting the donate button, and your donations help us go a long way. I told you last week we won't be charging for podcasts like we thought we might be doing. We are exploring other solutions that I think are going to work better. So really the best way to support us is to go buy those T-shirts and hit the donate button. It's how we stay alive. Also, by supporting our sponsors because they love to hear from you. And the more you do that, the more the sponsors come knocking at our door to give us money. So thank you for all the support that you give them. Okay, you can send your feedback over to feedback@thebrewingnetwork.com. You can send show ideas to Scott@thebrewingnetwork.com. You can send Xanax to, what's your address, JP?
It's 135 Fucked Lane.
Right. Send Xanax there.
Creepy Town, North Dakota.
Right. You can send it here, but then JP will only receive half of the Xanax shipment, I can guarantee.
Half? It's very generous of you.
There's a commission involved.
The mailman's kind of a dick.
Yeah, he's... And a junkie.
Yeah. He just likes being happy. There's nothing wrong with that.
Right.
Maybe there is. I don't know. I seem to be adverse to it.
All right. And speaking of sponsors, don't forget that you can buy all sorts of exciting things over at adamandeve.com. If you're looking to spice things up in the bedroom, been fantasizing about surprising your lover with an adventurous new toy or adult movie, an offer you can't resist is to go to adamandeve.com, and for a limited time, you'll get 50% off just about any item. And then when you do, you'll get 3 free DVDs, adult DVDs. They're not like Disney DVDs.
That's still good, though, I guess.
Plus a free extra gift that's so sensual, we can't even mention it on internet radio. And to top it all off, free shipping. So if you use coupon code BNARMY, that's BNARMY, at checkout, you'll get 50% off an item, 3 free adult DVDs, extra gift we can't mention, and free shipping, all by going over to adameve.com. And if you do that and do it a lot, they keep paying me to say all that, which is kind of cool, in my opinion.
Pretty cool, actually.
Should we just do feedback now so we can get it out of the way and not have to do it later?
Yes. Get it out of the way, dude.
Let's do it. Scott's not going anywhere, right, Scott? You can hang out for a bit?
Well, he can't. He can't get out of the closet.
No, I'm good. Yeah.
You're fine.
Oh, yeah, Scott.
I'm tied in.
Not the guy that works on the show, Scott.
Right. Okay, let's do our feedback.
Oh, my God!
You've got mail.
Kick ass.
All right, feedback's brought to you today by the 21st Amendment Brewery in San Francisco, longtime sponsor of ours, putting beer in cans.
That's right.
Yeah.
Cans.
Tasty crack can.
Yeah. Okay, so a lot of response to last week's show. One of them was we were trying to recommend a Denver strip club. Someone wanted to know Denver strip club since GABF is there next week. Roberto, can I try your beer?
Jade's beer.
Oh, this one's Jade's beer. Jade, can I try your beer?
Oh, sure, yeah. I suppose.
That had a bunch of sour beer in it.
And beer.
So, yeah, it might have a tinge of sourness.
Oh, good.
So somebody wrote in this article about the best strip club in Denver.
Really?
And, well, the reason he thinks it's probably the best strip club in Denver is that these two dudes took their dead friend to it.
Oh, that's right. The Weekend at Bernie's Part 3, right?
Did you read this?
I saw the headline.
They did that for real?
So Let's see. Oh, by the way, the strip club is called Shotgun Willie's. And look at, you had me at Shotgun.
Right.
That's got to be the best strip club in Denver.
Dude, for sure.
Let's see. The police have accused Robert Young and Mark Rubinson with, let's see what they can be charged with. Unauthorized use of a debit card, abuse of a corpse.
That was second to the debit card fraud.
And they used his debt card, the dead guys?
Yeah, so what happened is they went over to their friend's house and discovered that he was dead. So they then put him in the car and went to 2 different restaurants. They went to a Mexican restaurant and had drinks while they left him in the backseat of the car on his debit card. Then they went to another restaurant where the guy worked. The dead guy worked at this restaurant. And they hung out there for a while and charged a meal on his card.
It's ballsy.
And then finally they went to Shotgun Willie's and charged all of their beer and strippers on the dead dude's card.
He would have wanted it that way.
That's what I figured.
Yeah, right. What's he going to do with that money now?
Now, Chad, Tasty, JP, I know you're not much.
I'm going to give you guys an extra copy of my card, just in case.
Thank you, because you guys are welcome to take me to the strip club when I die.
That'd be great.
Absolutely.
Well, that slab's pretty cold. Just put me in the back seat.
Well, if you can manage getting me inside, that'd be better. Yeah. I'd rather not wait in the car, but whatever you can do.
All right.
And you may use my
I'll give you a
card.
credit card and some sunglasses.
Yes, exactly. How ridiculous.
We'll get you a lap dance, too.
Get me a lap dance.
Please.
It'll be the stiffest I've ever been, I can guarantee.
I'm on the Shotgun Willie's website.
How's it look?
I don't know. There's like a weird video game where you can tip strippers video game money. And then they have a blog. Apparently they do a cowgirl car wash. They just did it on last month.
I love that the strip club has a blog. Who gives a shit?
Right. I'm trying to find pictures of the broads, and it's like, last night my girl Betty and I rocked swimwear on the set, keeping it too hot with 3 T's, not to have a blast. Sundays are sin nights. I don't know what any of this crap means, and I kind of don't care.
Well, I'll try to check out Shotgun Willie's and report back.
Please do.
All right. And then, last week we got Terrence to drink his wife's breast milk.
Yeah, we did.
After not raising enough money for me to drink it, Terrence had to do it. And so I got a news story about that, too. Somebody wrote in about a man who is going to feed exclusively on 162 gallons of his wife's breast milk in order to find out how long and how much is needed to sustain a 6'4", 185-pound man.
Let me guess. He's going to tweet and blog the whole thing, too.
Oh, you know it, man. Yeah, I think his Twitter feed is "I'm a dumbass." I can't see what it is, but I guess
how much milk's he got? What?
Well, where's that
coming from?
Here's how it starts. After her 3rd premature baby, Katie filled a 22 cubic foot upright deep freezer with her excess breast milk.
That's disgusting.
Now her husband Curtis plans on feeding only on that for as long as his body can take it to see how much it takes and how long a man could do it.
Scott just slid me a note that says, "What the hell is this crap?"
Right. Really strange stuff that people do with breast milk.
Well, I think they should just make cheese out of it and be done with it. Really.
Yeah, I've heard of that.
I bet that's really good cheese.
Well, I think his project is flawed because he wants to know how long a man can be sustained on it, and that's not very manly at all.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So what's next?
All right, next in the feedback,
there, Jay.
Joe writes in about Stuffy Brew Club members. But I thought this was an interesting... I wanted to get everybody's opinion on this, because I'm not so sure his Homebrew Club members are stuffy on this one. Here's the example. He said, I thought you guys might get a kick out of this. The Homebrew Club I'm in is having a drawn-out discussion about an image to be put on a T-shirt. I know how you guys are all for keeping things light and fun with homebrewing. One of our more talented members has created a drawing of a goofy beer bottle guy drunk and stumbling while walking on our club name. There are some members that are saying we're not representing our club properly. But I say it's a friggin' T-shirt. The last meeting I went to, these same people were actually drinking beer. We brew. And you know what? It looked like they were feeling it. I'm the guy at the meeting that barely drinks because I know I have to drive home. I think our actions speak louder than the T-shirts we wear. So he thinks they're a little bit stuffy because they won't put the drunk guy on the homebrew shirt. What do you guys think? Appropriate to put the drunk guy on the homebrew T-shirt?
No, inappropriate. I think
Yeah.
homebrewers got to carry the banner for like being more responsible.
Okay.
And a lot of times we're big abusers as well. So
Sure.
there's a guilt thing there. Yeah.
Might as well not showcase it.
Exactly. Let's keep that hidden.
I agree with Mr. McDowell.
Yeah.
I agree 100%. I think it is a little irresponsible. I don't even think it's that funny. It's kind of obvious.
I think that's more the point. It's not. It's inappropriate. It's not that funny.
Right.
Yeah.
It's not. No one's laughing at the
If it was
idea.
for the sake
sure.
of a big laugh, I'd say, yeah, what the hell?
Sure.
Embarrass ourselves.
If it was hilarious, that's a good point.
Good point.
They should just do a show of hands at the club meeting or something, and if the majority of the people in the club don't want to do it, then all right.
Then it's
shit
settled.
can that idea. We'll get another shirt. Yeah.
Right. You know, I guess that I would vote not to have it, but if a guy wanted to make it for himself and wear that as his club T-shirt in my club, I wouldn't care if he did.
Well, you're kind of a slacker,
right?
I would,
And a drunk.
Yeah.
But
because it is not the right image you want to project. But
what if it is what the club does though? Is it
just
okay
get
then?
Hammered? Yeah.
What if then it's okay?
Well,
right?
then they have a drinking team or some shit. I don't know.
Some clubs are kind of like that. Maybe they enjoy that sort of image, I think that Tasty and JP have the right idea, though. Homebrewers probably don't need to play up that side of things more than they already do. So.
Right.
Well, and I think if that's what they do, then they just turn their homebrew club into like the Alpha Pi Theta club, and then go pledge somewhere at some dumb college.
Well, but if
really
that's
all it
how
is.
they like to have a homebrew club, who am I to say they can't have that as their homebrew club? They make beer and get shit-faced on it. What do I care?
He asked. This guy asked. He wants your opinion. That's who you are. You're an
Well,
opinion guy.
I guess I'm just saying that I don't care if there's a homebrew club that does that, and then go ahead and put the T-shirt on.
Yeah.
But I also agree that the rest of us homebrewers don't need the extra push in that direction, image-wise.
Right.
So, but I wouldn't tell anybody no.
They'll go ahead and put a BN logo next to it when they make it next time or something.
Well, there you go. Then it's fine.
Or an AHA.
BNAC.
Put a hop grenade on there. They expect it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, here's a question, I think. Hey, guys, thanks for all the great information, interviews, and above all, a format that's fun. Best wishes to Bevo and baby Esther. I have a fruit beer question for Doc, Tasty, or Roger. Or, well, I guess anyone but Justin, for that matter. No offense, Justin. At any rate, in the past, I've heard you talk about 1 pound of fruit, preferably frozen, per gallon.
Any beer just makes a fruit beer.
I've also heard you guys talk about the use of fruit extracts. So my question is, do you use fruit extract in addition to the 1 pound per gallon? And if so, how much would you add?
Mr. McDowell? You did win a gold medal for it, right?
And you're the only one in the room that is in the list of
With
people
only
he
extract.
asked.
If you want to use both, I think, I would use less real fruit, maybe less than a pound per gallon, and then use the aroma, which is typically what you're getting in the extract, to make that more pronounced.
Okay.
Yeah, that'd be my recommendation.
Eyedropper drops per gallon.
Yeah, just kind of
per bottle,
tweak it in there, kind of thing.
And you do it per bottle. That's how you test.
Well, that's how I do it because I don't want 5 gallons of fruit beer. But if you're making a fruit beer, just throw them right into the fermenter. Late. Yeah.
Now, would you recommend doing the combo like that, or would you prefer?
I do.
To
I think when you get both fruit flavor and heavy fruit aroma, it's probably what they're looking for.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Great. He says he's planning on doing a cherry wheat for his next brew.
Yeah.
He says, I would plan to add the cherries in secondary fermentation and then keep in secondary for 10 to 14 days, then bottle.
Yeah. Well, just one other thing is people that judge that category are looking for the beer first. They want to make sure that it's a beer.
Right.
Like if it's a wheat beer, it tastes like a wheat beer. The cherry's got to be secondary. It's tempting to just load it up with cherry because thinking, well, more is going to be better. Well, in terms of judging, it's typically not. Now, in terms of what you serve your friends and your girlfriends, to get them all loose and available.
Right.
Yeah.
My girlfriend's friends. That's exactly what I do.
More cherry, probably the better in terms of those.
Right.
Those people.
Why do we assume that the fruit beer is for the girls? That just really drives me nuts.
Well, it's like a panty dropper kind of beer. I think they like fruit beers.
Making it worse.
Right.
You give my beer back, Tasty.
Your
beer's excellent, isn't it?
It's really good beer, Jade.
Thank you.
There's no fruit in
And
it.
there's no damn fruit in it.
So not designed for women, then, obviously.
This is not a chick
Yeah.
beer.
Yeah, see, that's what I'm saying. We're on the same page now, Jade.
Yeah. Don't worry,
I
Jade.
agree.
Tasty's panels will be dropping any second now.
How do you
I'm
describe?
not drinking fruit beer.
How do you describe this beer, Jade? What is it?
It's a Palisades Pale. It's a straight Palisades.
Okay.
I love Palisades. It's such a soft, nice little hop.
Yep.
And I did whole for the bittering and whole for a flavor in the middle, and then I did pellets at the end for aroma. And As we know, I'm an extract brewer, and that's it.
It came out nice. That's a damn good extract beer.
It
Right?
certainly is.
Yeah. What extract malt did you use?
The Breeze, I started off with a pound of DME,
Okay.
the golden DME, and then at 30 minutes, I put in 8 pounds of liquid.
Okay.
And because I was raised by Roberto, and I can't do anything session beer like, you know.
Yeah. Got to go big.
Gotta go big. Go big or go home.
You know what I never used because I'd switched over from extract by that time that I saw it available was Pilsner extract malt.
Yeah.
I had used the kind of the standard 2-row extract malt, but I'd never used the Pilsner stuff.
Mhm.
It always looked good, and it smelled really good. I'd smelled it in the shop before.
Yeah.
And have you brewed with that kind of extract yet,
I
Jay?
do, because that's our light.
Oh, it is.
Our light is the
It's
Pilsen.
the Pilsner. Okay.
Is the Pilsen, because with the Pilsen, you can put anything together with steeping grains.
Got it.
Any taste, any color.
Yeah.
And so I play a lot with all of them.
Okay.
You know, I go through my phases.
Yeah.
You know, and
Scott went through a phase like that once.
Once.
Yeah.
Entering phase now.
but I discovered after reading some and with other extract professional brewers and stuff, I have found this, how to manipulate extract.
Right.
To a degree.
Yeah.
You know, I'm still totally learning. And,
Okay.
And I could never understand in some recipes why you would do a late addition on the liquid. And it never made any sense to me.
Okay.
Until I read an issue of BYO magazine, and they interviewed the brewer at Pacific Coast.
Yep.
And Red Hook, and one in Michigan, I can't remember the name of. And they talked about doing late additions, because the longer you cook light extract, the darker that it gets.
Sure.
And I thought, well, that makes friggin' sense. Never thought of that before. And so after that, I played with it to see what would happen. And I used straight Pilsen, and I did all DME in the beginning, and the last 15 minutes I put in LME, and I was going for a pale. I didn't use any steeping grains. I wanted to see how it would turn out.
Yeah.
By putting it in late.
And it was nice and pale?
It wasn't even a pale.
Oh, yeah?
It was like a blonde.
Oh, right.
I mean, it was the lightest, clearest thing, and it was amazing.
Okay.
And
well, good trick. Late addition on the
liquid,
extract.
on the liquid.
Okay. All right, one more bit of feedback, and then we got to get to a break. It's a question. I think the guy's drunk. I'll read it as he said it.
That's the regular
Yeah, that's about it.
Rabble.
He did his basically the subject line of the email was that he did his starter at 100 degrees.
Oh.
So he says, was this bad? I don't. It was at that temp for about 1 hour. I used the dry English ale yeast in a pale ale. Thanks, Lunch Meat for Life. I mean, Brewing Network for life.
Wait a minute. He made a starter with dry yeast? That's kind of weird.
With dry English ale yeast.
You can.
You can, yeah.
Is it weird because there's already plenty of cells? Is that why?
Yeah, normally people, you don't have to. I mean, I suppose you could and get some cell activity, but normally people just hydrate the dry yeast and go from there.
Okay. Yeah.
But at 100 degrees, he probably killed
a
good portion of them, if not all of them.
It's 85 and above, right?
Yeah.
They die?
Yeah.
85 and above, I see. Okay. So that was bad. That was from Loveless Brew, and it says sent from my jitterbug. That's how he sent the email.
The fuck is a jitterbug?
It's hilarious. You don't know what the jitterbug is?
So is that Fahrenheit or Celsius? Is he like an Australian or what's the deal here?
Celsius, imagine that.
Wherever jitterbug land is.
What is it?
Jitterbug is that big telephone, cell phone for old people. It has enormous buttons on it. But it's a cell phone. There's a commercial for it.
Why
Look
is it called
up.
jitterbug?
Well, he said he was drunk, so
People
maybe
that have had a stroke are supposed to use it? Like, why jitter?
Yeah.
Jitterbug.
I don't know. It's called the Jitterbug. There's an infomercial, and I think they play that song.
Jitterbug
and
into my heart,
it's like a fairly normal sized cell phone, but it's all buttons. Like the buttons are just enormous.
Wow.
If your hand is shaking real bad, this is the phone for you.
If you're into Wham.
That's Roberto's phone.
I was just going to say, Roberto's telling me he has a jitterbug.
Is it?
Well, he's old.
Do you have the jitterbug?
If he doesn't have one, he should get one soon.
You need it, yeah. Great. Sent from my jitterbug.
Maybe because they're all shaking when they use it because they're like 85 years old.
Easier to type that way. All right. Let's do this. We're going to go to break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Scott Mansfield. He is the author of Strong Waters, which is I was thumbing through it. It's really like a great basic guide to a lot of different alcoholic beverages, including beer, wine, and cider. So we're going to talk about ginger beer with Scott when we come back.
Good.
And you brought us some too, right?
I did.
Perfect. Because I don't know that I've ever had a ginger beer.
I've never had it.
So
I'm
bunch of virgins here.
I'm
really
so
excited.
sad. That really shocks me.
Yeah.
How is it possible that you've never come across one?
I don't know.
Or never been offered one?
I've
never been offered one. It's not. I wouldn't say super, popular. I think.
Is there?
I don't
is
know.
It a category?
I don't know.
Is there a category for ginger beer in the judging?
Herb
spice beer.
Herb spice beer. Yeah.
But no, I've just never ran across it.
Okay. Well, we'll find out all about it when we come back from the break with Scott Mansfield. You can go to justin.tv/Brewing Network and watch the live studio cam if you haven't already. I think I'm supposed to fix some sort of audio problem.
Yeah, JTV's blowing goats over here.
All right, I'll see what I can do with that. Otherwise, hang in there. It's The Session. We'll be right back.
Listening to the Brewcasters. On the Brewing Network.
Welcome to the Metal Shop. This month, More Beer welcomes you to the place the magic happens. The More Beer Metal Shop. It's the place where unique products you can only get at More Beer are made. Go to morebeer.com and watch their new video about More Beer's metal fabrication shop and see how their custom brew sculptures, conicals, wort chillers, grain mills, and other proprietary items are made. Welcome to the Metal Shop, and all month you can save on a selection of innovative More Beer equipment. Only this month, and only at morebeer.com.
Nico, listen, our lawyers said that we had to do this for 1 hour, and after this, we don't have to talk to each other for 3 more months to the next meeting.
Kids, come on, let's get out of here.
I'm supposed to have more lines. I'm the professional. Hey, it's Sully.
And I'm Nico.
And we opened the 21st Amendment 9 years ago at 563 2nd Street in San Francisco, just 2 blocks from Giants Park, to make great beer and have a great time doing it.
That's right, because to us, the 21st Amendment is more than just the right to make beer. It's the right to experiment, to be innovative, and just do things differently. And so now, we're putting our craft beer in cans.
That's right, cans. You can find our world-famous Hell or High Watermelon Wheat Beer and Brew Free or Die IPA throughout California and Alaska.
And now it's also available on draft at select accounts in the Bay Area.
So next time you're at your local neighborhood pub or good beer store, be sure to ask for 21st Amendment in cans.
Because everyone likes it in the can.
Tasty crack cans.
Tasty crack can.
Hi, I'm Jamel Zainasheff, and in addition to my work on the Brewing Network, I write the Style Profile column in every issue of Brew Your Own magazine.
Hi, I'm Sean Paxton, and when I'm not prepping for the Home Brewed Chef on the Brewing Network, you can find me writing articles on how to cook with your home brew for Brew Your Own magazine.
Greetings, cretins. This is John Palmer, and when I'm not writing for Brew Your Own, I'm reading it.
John Palmer, Sean Paxton, Jamil Zainasheff. If you love listening to them on the Brewing Network, you'll love reading their articles, tips, and recipes in the pages of Brew Your Own magazine. Join Jamil, John, and Sean 8 times a year in Brew Your Own. And when you subscribe to BYO on the Brewing Network website, half of your subscription price goes right back to the BN to support great beer and food programming. So sign up for Brew Your Own magazine through the BN website today so you can listen and read your way to better homebrew.
That's it. I've had it. I am never putting hops in my beer again.
What? Why?
It's just too ridiculous. Insane prices, stupid contracts, high shipping costs, crappy selection.
Dude, you need Nico Brew.
Nico Brew will rock your f***ing face right the f*** off your f***ing skull. $5 shipping to all 50 states. Plus fantastic international rates get you low prices on Nico Brew's great selection of hops and more. Whether you're a home brewer, a pro brewer, or a homebrew shop owner, Nico Brew can get you the hops you need in increments big and small, single orders, spot buys, or full contracts. And there's only one place to join the uber special secret elite bare bones club where you'll get the best deals anywhere.
Holy shit!
NicoBrew.com. NIKOBREW. Nico Brew, your bare bones buddy in the brewing business.
This is www.thebrewingnetwork.com.
Sit down next to it, grab yourself a paper towel, and watch those yeast have sex.
You're listening to the Brewing Network.
Network. Saving your life. One beer at a time.
All right, welcome back to the program. Thanks for sticking through that. That song you just heard at the break was from Schumann's old band, Cold Hot Crash. Remember those guys?
No.
Yes. Oh, yeah.
Before Shu broke up the band.
That dick.
What a rock star he is, huh?
He's like his own Yoko. He doesn't even need another person. He just does it himself.
Well, he has multiple personalities.
Yeah. All right, so that was Cold Hot Crash to break. Okay, with us now, though, we've got Scott Mansfield who's going to talk to us about ginger beer. And you've poured us all a ginger beer.
Yes.
I assume this is one that you made?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So, first of all, tell me what a ginger beer is.
It's just a regular malt beer, but there's no hops in it. It's this has probably got about 4 ounces a gallon of ginger.
I see. So ginger, in effect, becomes the bittering component to the beer instead of hops.
Yeah.
And why ginger? Did somebody just discover that it has the same bittering components, or because people like ginger?
It used to be really popular, especially in the 19th century, and I like old recipes, so I started playing with this one a while back, and I really like it, and a lot of people do. So, I mean, if you think IPAs, you're going to be disappointed, but if you just take it for what it is, it's tasty stuff.
I like it, and I don't think I like ginger.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I actually can't stand ginger.
Okay.
But I'm smelling this aroma, and it's more floral than I've ever really smelled before.
The aromatics are really impressive.
Yeah, it's actually pleasing to me.
Which is kind of interesting that Scott was mentioning IPA, because I think this actually has some big aromatic qualities, almost like
Definitely.
an IPA would.
Really.
So it's kind of cool, even though there's no hops in the beer, of course.
Yeah.
It's also. Have you tasted it yet?
No, I'm kind of just trying to figure out the aroma, because I'm starting to get a little malt in the background, I think, or it's definitely becoming a little sweeter, but the floral just keeps coming. It smells awesome.
It has some spicy heat to it. Also, is there other ingredients in the beer?
There's a little bit of jalapeno in this one.
Okay. I see. I like that, and I've been liking it a lot lately. When I first started homebrewing, I went to the National Homebrewers Conference in Florida. And somebody gave me a jalapeno beer. And I thought it was shit. I thought, what a stupid idea. And my palate just wasn't into it.
Too much jalapeno?
No, I didn't. It could have been done perfectly. I don't know. But I didn't like the two components together, heat and beer. I just didn't like it. But in the last year or so, I've really started to like it. I've had several different ones with that component, and I enjoy it, and I like it in this one, too.
This has got a very little bit in it, and part of the reason why is because I live in San Francisco, and I was going to SF Brewcraft, and I was talking with Grizz in there, and of course he always grills you on what you're making.
Yeah.
I told him I was making a ginger beer, and he said, well, the best ginger beer I ever had was made by this Haitian woman, and she used to bury the ginger root in her yard for 2 weeks before she brewed with it. And I was... Why?
Voodoo.
Yeah, maybe.
Give me a lock of your hair.
My husband wanted to hang out with a ginger for a couple weeks before.
So anyway, he didn't know why, and I left there, and I was trying to figure out why. And I garden a bit, and I thought, how you leave radishes in the ground too long, they get more peppery.
Yeah.
So I thought, well, maybe it's just peppery. So I was making ginger beer anyway, and I tried adding just a little bit of jalapeno to it, and it gave it. I thought it was a nice dimension to add to it.
It is.
No, I like it. It's really in the background, but it gives you a little bit later, afterwards.
Yeah, that heat it doesn't coat your mouth, but it does hit kind of the four corners of your mouth.
Yeah.
But it doesn't go really beyond like in your soft palate or down your throat like a lot of jalapeno beers can. And
what
kind of changes my opinion
about
on
ginger beer.
Yeah.
Well, and what I like about spice now in beer that I just maybe didn't know about before is I like how it cuts through your palate. It kind of cleans it out to me. So every drink, the heat sticks around, clears off my palate, and then I don't get palate fatigue because of it.
Yeah.
That's kind of what I like.
Yeah, it'd be a good beer to hit in the middle of a flight, kind of like a goose, gets you ready for that next beer that's totally different than the previous one, perhaps,
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think it's worth having. I mean, I love hops, but it's worth having a little variety in your diet now and then.
Sure. So, how did you get into ginger beer in general? Was it because of an old recipe and you like that?
Yeah, I was just I was making a lot of strange beers. I like history, and this was one that was wildly popular. And I know, a lot of people had really great times before we've had them, and they enjoyed.
Right.
They were great. They were great drinkers, and they had hopped beer. They had all kinds of beers, but they made space in their drinking life for ginger beer. So I said, well, let me try that.
Sure.
And some of the ones I've had didn't have a lot of ginger in it when I drank it. So So I tried making it. Plus, ginger is just a great herb anyway.
Okay.
It makes your heartbeat stronger and more slowly. So if you've got migraines, it helps to clear that stuff up.
Good.
It takes heat.
Chad's patting Tasty on the back as he's talking about hearts.
My heart's hardly beating now. I better stop drinking this.
It clears cholesterol out of your bloodstream. Which, given the way we eat,
Okay,
great.
So
it's a bacon out.
It's great. Yeah, exactly. Put bacon.
Straight with bacon.
Get bacon in there, and you're neutral.
It's a bacon neutral beer.
It's also a great. It'll cool you off if you're hot, and it warms you up if you're cold. It sends blood to your extremities.
It's like a Snuggie almost.
It's blood to my extremity. That's what I
It's
need.
a drinkable Snuggie. It's also because it sends blood to your extremities. There's some people that like it to go to certain extremities when they're having.
We know that extremity for sure.
It gives you boners.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
Ginger beer, boners for life.
That's
to stiffies. Here.
That's actually the name of Scott's next book, Ginger Beer. It gives you boners.
That'll sell some.
How to grow things to make your boner grow.
Strong boners.
So, Scott, when I think of ginger, I always think of sushi, right? Because they have the big thing of wasabi, and then next to it always is the ginger. And I never eat the ginger with the sushi because it's so dominant, and I never can pick up the other flavors. But for something like a ginger beer, where you want it to be a dominant flavor, I guess what I'm asking is, do you eat ginger with your sushi?
Yes.
So you just sort of like it with everything.
I guess what I'm asking is, have you had your house painted?
What I mean is, a lot of people don't like ginger in other applications, but they might like it in the form of a beer.
Yeah,
which isn't really a question at all. But
I would advocate, instead of having the little slivers of pickled ginger with Asian food, just have a ginger beer.
There you go.
So when same effect, and it really clears your palate.
I actually think it'd be a great pairing.
So when you apply it to beer, ginger, it's a good application.
It's a good application.
Yeah. Now, Scott, what about sometimes we do a lot of talking on our network here about cooking with beer, and we know that hoppy beer is sort of a problem in that area.
Right.
How does ginger beer fit into that cooking thing?
I haven't tried that yet.
I think it would be pretty good. A little bit of ginger beer in there, and then throw in some other Oriental sort of ingredients in there. You can make something really good on rice.
I think you're right. Yeah, because
like fish sauce.
If it clears, once the alcohol clears off, the ginger just gets stronger.
Like if you were sauteing vegetables or something in places where you might add ginger normally, it could taste really good.
Get Paxton on the phone right now.
Yeah.
Well, one other thing I wanted to bring up about this beer is it's made with ginger beer plant, which has a very unfortunate misnomer because it's not ginger and it's not a plant.
Oh,
good.
So,
of course,
in the 19th century, some guy in like the 1870s found this stuff. And it's a symbiotic relationship between yeast and a lactobacillus.
Okay.
So it's got a sour aspect to it. And since ginger beer was popular, and this sort of added another dimension to it of sourness, that's why it got named that way. But and it's not being used commercially. It used to be sort of like a sourdough starter where people would pass it around when they made their own stuff. But we haven't done it that way much anymore, and there's only one sure place I know of that's a lab in London where you can buy this stuff. They ship it to your house. But you don't have to use it to make ginger beer. So if somebody out there, we had a sour beer here tonight, which was really nice. But if you're interested in experimenting with something which nobody's really done, and nobody's done anything with it commercially, you can actually the book website has the link to the lab in London that sells it to you, and for $20 they'll send you enough to propagate or whatever.
What's the book website?
The book website is strongwaters.net.
Okay, you can check it out.
And if you go out there, you can look up JBP on the internet, ginger beer plant, but it's a little dicey on the net. There's some people who just sell you yeast. Anyway, there's a lab in London that's got it. It's really fun to play with because, like I said, it's got lacto in it. And
so, is this beer primary fermentation with this yeast, or you?
Yes.
So it's only fermented with this strain that you're talking about.
Well, I've been playing with this for about a year now, and I still don't quite understand it because sometimes with a bacteria, it just keeps bubbling, and you're not really sure when it's going to stop.
Okay.
So what I'll do sometimes if I'm in a hurry is I use ginger beer plant for a while, and then I'll pull it out. I keep it. It looks like rice grains or something, right?
Huh.
So I just put it in a bag and drop it in there, and when I'm done fermenting with it, I'll leave it in there for a week or two, and then pull it out, and then if it's still the gravity's still not right, I'll drop some other yeast in there and finish it off just so it dries out. And
is that normal? Does it have trouble attenuating predictably from batch to batch? Or?
It could be just operator error on my part, but
we'll blame the yeast or blame the
right. That's what we do here.
I'm just impatient, but I'm telling you, it's a wide open field. There's a Yahoo group for ginger beer plant, and when I started, when I first went out there a couple of years ago, there was maybe 25 people on the planet that were in this thing, and 3 of them were in San Francisco. So, and everybody had the same questions. Where do I get this stuff, and how do I propagate it? Because it just doesn't work like yeast, where you could just scrape the bottom of it out and give it to somebody else.
I see.
I've been working with this stuff for a year now. It's the same size as it was when I started. I don't know how they do that.
That's really strange.
Wow. Now, this plant, it's not a plant. Is it the yeast itself that gives off the ginger flavor, or is...
There's no ginger flavor in it. It's a complete misnomer. You could use the same stuff to brew anything.
Right.
Really?
So you're obviously adding ginger to this, and you're not getting the ginger flavor from the ginger plant, quote unquote.
That's right.
Right.
Oh, I see. It's the yeast. I see.
It's a complete, just call it, like KFC or something. I mean, it's got nothing to do with ginger, and
just
it's not
another yeast.
Call it a question from our producer, Moscow.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with anything that's happening in the
except
beer
for
itself.
It had the word ginger in there like 6 times.
Well, they were trying. It was like a brand. It was an early branding, 19th century branding, probably.
Well, what is your favorite World War II bomber airplane? I kind of made
B-29 Super Fortress.
I kind of made a little blend of the sour beer and the ginger beer.
Yeah,
beautiful.
Look at you taking artistic license over there.
I'm a creative guy.
Yeah,
I don't know if you knew that.
Mm-mm.
And you're saying it's good?
Yeah, yes. I think
we slipped some Xanax in there. That's why you like it so much.
He's replaced his ginger beer with Xanax. Let's find out.
This is the best beer I've ever had.
I like my life.
I'll fly anywhere.
People are nice.
Well, actually, I mean, ginger also helps with nausea. So
might help with anxiety.
If you're sick getting on a plane, that'd be...
Usually I get sick at Scott's commentary, but actually I really enjoy it. So you're right.
I remember reading that once. It helps with calm your stomach or soothe your stomach.
It's as effective as Dramamine.
Right.
So,
wow.
It's got good stuff.
More reasons to drink beer is what I'm liking about this so far.
That's right.
That's what I need.
That's right.
So, how do you use it, the ginger, as a bittering agent?
It's a late add is probably the best thing. If you're going to put it in there at all, it's like chopped or grated, and about like 5 minutes before, just steep it in there at the end. And I usually leave it in for the fermentation.
And what form? You say chop or grated, so is it a fresh ginger root?
Oh yeah, peel the root, and just I put it in a bag so I can get it out easy, and just leave it in there for the fermentation. But one of the things I think that's, like I said, I'm still messing with this, but one of the things that's been really interesting is I don't know if you guys are familiar with Almanac Brewing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jesse and Jamie. Okay.
Jesse.
Well, Jesse's also, of course, got natural sodas. One of which is a ginger soda.
Mm-hmm.
So I was at a food event with him recently, and I brought in some ginger beer, and I love his sodas. And so I asked him, I said, how much ginger are you putting in your sodas? And I said, I'm putting about 3 to 4 ounces a gallon of grated ginger in my beer. And he said, I'm putting a pound in per gallon in the soda.
A pound per gallon.
Wow.
And his soda is great.
Really?
Yeah.
It doesn't just taste like you're chewing on a ginger root.
Maybe because it's so sweet?
No, it's not even that sweet, but he doesn't, and he juices it. Like I'm chopping this stuff, so he's juicing it.
More extraction.
Yeah, so I've got some other things I want to try, obviously, with this now, like load it up more. But I was going, like 4 ounces a gallon, and it was too much for me, and I love ginger.
Okay.
So I don't really know what he's doing yet, but I want to try juicing it. And
have you tried dry hopping with it or adding it after fermentation?
That's about what I'm thinking now.
Right.
Is don't even heat it up. Just
You're right.
like make the beer, add it late, and see what happens.
Maybe you might just get that fresh aroma out of it.
Yeah, his sodas are just fantastic.
Okay. That's really good, and it's surprisingly a balanced beer. I say surprisingly because you're telling me that there are no hop additions. There's just this late addition ginger, but the sweet to bitter is really balanced.
Yeah. Well, I have been doing this a while. So.
What's the alcohol on this approximately?
It's like 4.5 to 5.
So session beer range.
Yeah. I don't make big beers because I like to drink.
Okay. Yeah.
Well, the jalapeno gives you sort of an alcohol sort of effect.
It gives you a head
rush. You feel the heat,
end.
but it's not that kind of heat.
Yeah, it gives you a head rush at the end. Definitely.
It does kind of give you a head rush. I feel a little bit high right now. That might be the jalapeno and the combination together. Or it could have been the joint. I don't know.
Ginger high.
No, all that shit together. Who knows?
Right.
And there is Xanax in there. So.
This is really, we're getting to the root of why we invited Scott Mansfield to the show. He's in undercover trying to fix JP. Is what's happening.
You missed that one, JP. You're supposed to say getting to the root.
Tell me about your feelings.
Oh, I didn't miss it.
Wow, it really works. So how much did you say you added to this beer? In
3 to 4 ounces, something like that.
In a 5-gallon batch, are you doing?
I'm making about 3 gallons at a whack, just because I like to mess around with it.
Okay, so that's a pretty small amount.
Yeah, well, I'm doing mostly extract beers.
Okay,
and part of it is I'm teaching classes, and my classes are really just to get foodies over the hump of how, it's not that hard to make beer, and here's, you can get a batch going in 20 minutes.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And same with wine and, infusions and stuff. So it's just...
Is that... so your classes aren't specifically about ginger beer, they're about home brewing, or...
No, it's really... the beer class I do is ginger beer and gruit. But mostly it's like a hands-on class, and so they start a batch of ginger beer, and we bottle a batch, and then they drink a batch.
Okay.
So, and then we also, at the end, I talk about gruits also, and they leave with a bag of herbs to make a gruit.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool.
Now, have you found other beer styles? So this is just kind of a pale ale recipe, it seems like, in the malt bill. Are there other beer styles that work with ginger?
Probably. I mean, I've done it with darker malts.
Okay.
Yeah, that seems like it'd be interesting. Darker malts in particular, the roastiness you'd have from that and ginger.
Yeah, it
could be
does
cool.
add another dimension to it. Definitely, yeah.
Okay.
This is really a lot more about the ginger than the malt.
Got it.
Then I would think like a bacterial fermentation, like some Brett would be good in beer like this, like a late Brett edition. The sourness would be really good, I think.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah. Even, and I wonder about this one because the flavors can clash so much, but with a Belgian yeast strain. And I wonder if it would fit in, or if it would do that thing that Belgian yeast strains do with hops that I don't like, where if it's a Belgian IPA, take it away from me.
Well, I almost thought this was a Belgian yeast strain when we first opened the bottle and took some aroma. It almost smelled like it had Belgian yeast esters, but now that it's sat in the glass, it seems completely different.
You're getting the spiciness probably.
Yeah, exactly. So it made me think, just like you're saying, Justin, that might be an interesting way to play that up even more, or could clash completely.
Sure.
Do we have any more?
Yeah, I actually brought another bottle. I like to bottle in Canada Dry ginger ale bottles.
Oh yeah,
it's tradition, huh?
Well, it's such a weird thing. I don't know if you've ever seen their commercials, but the bottle rolls off the soda shelf and goes and jumps in the produce stand. And the fact that you have one, it's not ale, it's soda pop, and two, the fact that you'd have to advertise there's ginger in it is so puss.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
Yeah.
Now, the one that you have, is it the same beer, or a different one?
I'm not really sure. I
Okay.
wasn't actually sure this was ginger beer. It's an unlabeled bottle, and so
got it.
There's only one way to find out.
It's actually breast milk.
Yeah,
but we'll find out.
Oh God!
And Moscow, grab the commercial example too, if you don't mind, because I just want, now that I've tried it, I want to try different ones and see what they're like.
I'm going to bring it in here, but I realized on the way here, as I was reading the label, that it's not alcoholic.
It's not.
It says it's ginger beer, and there was ginger soda, and there was ginger whatever, and this was the ginger beer, but it's still not alcoholic. Fail indeed. But I'm going to bring it in anyways.
All right, yeah, let's try it. We'll try it's ginger ale then, is what it is.
No, because there was a ginger ale next to it. This was ginger beer.
Huh.
I swear, I looked closely, but I was closely enough.
It's ginger beer plant. Go get the bottle of ginger beer plant, if you will.
I'm reading a little bit about that in Wikipedia.
Mm-hmm.
It's about
what?
It's a ginger beer plant.
Okay.
A composite organism consisting of a fungus, the yeast Saccharomyces florentinus, and lactobacillus, which form a symbiotic colony of bacteria and yeast, or a SCOBY. Forms a gelatinous substance that allows it to be easily transferred from one fermenting substrate to the next, much like kefir grains, kombucha, which I have, and tabacos.
Okay.
Whatever the hell that is.
I only know what kombucha is, and I kind of like that stuff.
It's not bad.
Yeah, that stuff can be kind of goose-like on a good batch.
Let me see a bottle.
I'm kind of working on in my head how to do a blend.
That
would beer with kombucha,
cool.
Mother. No one
throw
would
some
take my
sauerkraut
idea.
in there.
extra. What Moscow is giving us is extra ginger brew.
Oh, yeah, that's Reed's. Yeah, that stuff's pretty.
All natural ginger beer, and then of course it says on the label on the top, non-alcoholic.
Thanks,
Moscow.
But it says ginger. Well, yeah, I don't know. Ginger beer,
non-alcoholic, you idiot.
It seems like a weird. It seems like a weird thing. There's like no pure definition. Because it's made with a ginger beer plant. People call it ginger beer. I don't know. It says original recipe for ginger beer only requires ginger, sugar, water, lemon juice, and the JBP or GBP.
But that sounds, according to Scott, that sounds like false information.
Much of the ginger beer plant obtainable from commercial sources is not the true GBP as described here, but is instead yeast alone. This is not legally false advertising because there's no regulation defining GBP. Now, this is all from Wikipedia, so take it with a grain of...
All right, that's enough about GBP.
No, I don't understand. So the history of it...
You can go to strongwaters.net and look up the link to where to find it. They'll ship it to you from London. And
do that. Get it. Don't go on Craigslist or something like that and get some garbage.
Right.
So I have a question for you, Scott. That when you use ginger, there are different types of ginger that I've seen in the store. There's young ginger, which has kind of a pinkish tone to it, and then the more common one you see, which looks a little bit more woody or has like a more of a tougher outside. Have you tried using different types? There's probably even more than that. I don't know if there's a difference between those.
What does this have to do with sushi?
I haven't tried the young ginger yet because I'm really after sort of the peppery aspects of it.
Right.
But you bring up a great point. I've got a market by my house where ginger goes for $7.99 a pound.
Wow.
And I go to on Clement Street in San Francisco or Chinatown, and it's 99 cents a pound. So, and it's better looking.
Yeah,
right.
They sell a lot of it, so it's not just sitting there. Probably
exactly right. So don't buy that wrinkled up crap you see. If you see it, don't even bother with it.
I think towards the bottom of the bottle, there's more ginger.
Yeah,
it's a little more intense.
I think it's just that jalapeno and stuff adding up. You know how it kind of intensifies just when you eat spicy foods.
I really like it.
Yeah,
and I hate ginger. Hate it.
Now, Nate, you're a vegetarapus.
Yeah, exactly.
Is ginger something that you use a lot
ginger.
in food? You do?
Yeah, I use it not a lot, but do enjoy the flavor a lot. And I think it adds a lot to vegetarian type of cooking. You know what I mean?
Hence his one Lovabond, his one SRM skin.
Yeah,
right. It also adds to paleness.
Slight gray tone to it. Yeah.
Sometimes when he's backlit from the sun, you can see his organs. It's weird.
Well, you've had a sandwich today.
I'm barely alive over here.
Really
are. It was that little bit of chicken stock I had like 2 months ago. It's keeping me alive over here.
So you did bring a second ginger beer, it turns out.
I did, and it tastes like a similar batch. But,
I think it tastes similar to me, too.
This one's a little earthier or something.
Yeah, it's got
the Canada Dry bottle?
It's got even more of that aroma to it, more aggressive ginger. It's kind of neat.
Oh, that's true. And you know what? It's a sweeter ginger flavor.
Much sweeter.
Whereas the other one was more of the hot jalapeno flavor. Mike Riddle, have you tried this stuff? Are you trying it over there, too?
I've got one in each hand.
You've got it, too. All right.
Attaboy.
Got Mike Riddle in the studio. He's going to talk to us about his event coming up in Napa next month, too.
I hope he's in a dirndl.
Mm-hmm. Mike Riddle, the star of BYOB TV.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely the
stuntman, yeah.
I got to be honest with you, Scott. I didn't think I was going to like the ginger beer coming in here. I was happy to do the topic because I know that people are interested in it, but I thought I would taste it and not enjoy it and do this interview.
And it turns out he hates it.
I love it.
But he's lying, basically. Is what he said.
I really like it.
I know Doc's done a couple of these. Wish he was here to weigh in on this. Yeah.
He
had trouble dialing it in. He had too much ginger the couple times he'd done it, he said, and let it age to kind of let some of that mellow out. Was one thing that he had done to bring that back into balance with the beer.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure.
Jay, why did you think you weren't going to like it?
Oh, because I don't like ginger. I've had ginger food, and I don't like ginger. Yeah, to me, it's and maybe I don't like it because it's always so intense.
Well, it's intense in this too, so I'm wondering why you like it.
I don't
like
ginger because it plays with other flavors. I wouldn't describe it as intense.
No, I agree.
I wouldn't describe it as subtle, but it's not overpowering and intense, and it's not the only flavor. That's why I really commented on the balance of the beer, because I'm surprised at how much bittering it adds, and there's a lot of other flavors in there.
Yeah,
it's not at all multi-sweet. It's just balanced out. Really nice.
It's definitely not like any beer that I've had, and I like that. That's a good experience, right? To try something new,
Well, like I said, you got to have a balanced diet.
Yeah.
So,
And now I do.
There you go. Balanced beer diet.
I
like it. I kind of like it. Yeah.
Last night's balanced beer diet was 7 Temptations, a blind pig,
and anal.
You had to have consecration, didn't you?
They were out of it.
Out of it?
Well, I got the bottle to bring home. Russian River IPA.
Oh.
And a Happy Hops.
Oh, yeah.
And they have a new beer up there, Russian River, called It Takes a Lot of Great Beer to Make Great Wine.
Yeah.
And it's a session beer.
Right.
And I liked it, but it's very... Actually, it's a little thin, like my beer out there, like my Ace Hole Pale.
Yeah.
It's a 4.7% beer, and it's just kind of there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I don't know how to describe it other than it's just there.
Yeah.
You're supposed to drink like 10 of them while you're picking grapes or something. You know,
Right.
maybe. I think that's the idea.
Yeah, if I was out working in the field, I think I'd be great. But usually I'm just sitting there trying to get a good buzz going. So
Right.
Sounds good.
Well, I drank a bunch of them at Burning Man, and I didn't get high until I did drugs. So it didn't really work.
There's a benchmark right there.
Yeah.
Well, you don't want to be drinking when you're picking grapes, dude. Those little curved knives that they use.
Oh, yeah.
They'll take your finger
The
off.
beer doesn't work at Burning Man either. You got to go stronger.
Yeah.
It's true.
Because nothing happens.
Yeah. Mostly because it's competing with a lot of other things. You know.
Bad Coffee from the chat said that his ginger beer is very sharp after for about 3 weeks in the keg, and then after that it mellows out. It's nice and smooth. Is that your experience, Scott?
No, I haven't had that experience, but it's interesting. Yeah.
Why do you think that would happen?
I don't know, actually.
Maybe maybe he's put too much in the beginning.
Well, why would it mellow out if it's in a sealed keg?
Well, for instance, one thing, a lot of things get caught up in the yeast. So when the beer clears,
right,
the flavor will drop as
Yeah.
well. I'm saying that's hops are the same
Hops
way.
do that too. Yeah.
So that may be what he's experiencing.
Yeah.
Or like hops of volatile oils are there, and maybe those volatilize off over time just from heat and slight oxygen exposure. Even if it's in a sealed container, that
Right.
could be a factor too.
Right.
All right, well, let me get us to a quick break. When we come back, we'll talk a little more about this. If you've got any questions for Scott, 888-401-BEER, or join Moscow in the chat room there. And we'll talk a little bit about mead, too, because Scott knows a lot about mead and other fermented beverages that we can find in his book here. So hang in there with us. We'll take a quick break, and when we come back, more from Scott Mansfield, writer of Strong Waters. Hang in there.
You're listening to the Brewcasters on the Brewing Network.
What does craft beer mean to you? Is it a delicious way to support your town's local brewer? Or perhaps it's the perfect beverage to pair with those delicious meals at your favorite restaurant and at home. Regardless of whether you're thinking of pints or pairings, pilsners or porters, craftbeer.com is the site where craft beer lovers come together to learn and share. Craftbeer.com is brought to you by the Brewers Association and celebrates the best of American craft beer and its brewers. Craftbeer.com is the best place to find craft beer events, recipes, great feature stories, the most up-to-date brewery listings, and resources for your next beer tasting or dinner, like style guidelines, pairing mats, and charts. Get the inside scoop on new beer releases and special events from today's craft beer insiders, and chime in to share your own knowledge, perfect pairings, road trips, recipes, and more. Craftbeer.com, celebrating the best of American beer.
Hi, this is Push from the Brewing Network, and I want to tell you about the Brewmaster's Warehouse and how you can get 10% off your next order. I'm a pretty techie guy, but I've never seen an online store like this. It's awesome. Go to brewmasterswarehouse.com and click on Brew Builder. You can whip up a custom recipe so easily even Sven could do it. Seriously, it's slick. You can share your recipe with your own logo and notes to the Brewmaster's database if you want, and the best part, it keeps a running tally of the beer you're building while you're doing it. Then, bam, click Buy Recipe, and your cart is filled and ready to go with helpful suggestions in case you forgot something. This thing is amazing. Brewmaster's Warehouse is run the way a home brewer would do it, with great service, fast turnaround, and $6.99 flat rate shipping. Brewmaster's Warehouse and the Brew Builder blew me away. Check it out today at brewmasterswarehouse.com. I'm serious. And don't forget to put BNARMY in the discount code box for 10% off your order. Check out brewmasterswarehouse.com. Cheers.
Down
Downtown Joe's, located in the historic Oberon building in beautiful downtown Napa, California, offers an award-winning brew pub experience from 8:30 a.m. to 1 a.m. every day. For 15 years at the corner of 2nd and Main, Downtown Joe's has been voted Best Night Spot 7 times and Best Brew Pub for the last 4 years in a row. Brewmaster Colin Kaminsky's handcrafted ales, like his Tail Wagon Amber Ale and Double Secret Probation IPA, are the perfect accent to riverside dining, live music, and a relaxing outdoor patio. Don't miss the Beer of the Month, special rotating taps, and the BN Army Member Special. Wear your BN gear, get 10% off your beer. Visit downtownjoes.com to make reservations, peruse their
Today,
extensive
I've got
calendar of
Julia
events,
Hurst
or
on the
just
line
read more
from
about their fantastic
craftbeer.com.
beers. Come enjoy the fine beer, food, and music. Downtown Joe's, the award-winning brew pub where you'll feel at home.
Hey, what are you doing, man?
Writing a review of WLP 400.
What? You're reviewing yeast?
Yeah. White Labs has home brewer reviews of all their strains. Are you new to these interwebs? Check it out.
That's awesome.
White Labs, your source for great yeast, invites all brewers to visit whitelabs.com to read and write your own reviews of all their yeast strains. Get real-world tips and tricks from other brewers who have made the most of their vials and post your own experiences. It's another way White Labs brings you closer to the best yeast on the planet.
And send. There you go.
You misspelled flocculate, dude.
What? Mother...
White Labs. It's all in the vial.
What's funny is brewers will say, yeah, I don't brew to style. I'm brewing my own beer. And it's like a German Pilsner, but it's black. Yeah, it's a sports beer. You know?
The home of live beer radio. TheBrewingNetwork.com.
Because like beer, radio shouldn't suck. You're listening to The
Session.
And now back to the Brewcasters. The Brewcasters. On the Brewing Network.
Welcome back to the program. Thanks for sticking around with us. We're still talking to Scott Mansfield. He's the author of Strong Waters. You can go to strongwaters.net and check it out. And it's a simple guide to making beer, wine, cider, and other spirited beverages at home. We were talking about ginger beer before the break. I'm still enjoying it at the break. And we also wanted to talk about gruit. And gruit is something that I'm really unfamiliar with when it comes to gruit. I sort of know what it is. I've been given gruit before. And I've not really enjoyed what I've been given. Can you tell me what a gruit is?
It's using herbs other than hops for beer.
Okay.
And it's been my experience also that a lot of gruited ales aren't very good, and or they take one herb and they just try to pack it in there, or they treat it like hops. It's hard to get a good one, but it's really fun to play with.
Okay.
And it's just sort of a gateway drug way for people to get into it is to just do something with light hops and then try some other herbs in there.
I see. Don't go 100% herbs.
Yeah, and one of the great things about gruits outside there, it gives you another flavor aspect, is that hops, and God knows I love hops, they're a soporific. They put you to sleep.
Okay.
So, and if you doubt that, just look up hops as like hop pillows online for herbs, and you'll see that it's a sleep aid.
Okay.
So there's other herbs though that have other effects, and they're very psychoactive. Or not,
all right.
It's not like smoking bud, but
okay.
They're psychoactive for herbal ingestion, and they were used for hundreds of years to great effect. Yarrow is just a fantastic herb to put in beer in small amounts. But it used to be used, especially for weddings. I was just at a wedding today, and there's some talk about that bridal was actually bride ale, which was a yarrow-infused beer, and it helped people to dance more.
Oh, right. Interesting.
Yeah.
Got them high. Yeah.
Got them high, got them a little crazy.
Right.
So does white wine in the States.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you can also use St. John's wort, which is a really great herb. It's very benevolent, and you mix that with yarrow. You get a nice. It's a very nice effect.
Okay.
So there's a whole raft. There's like hundreds of years worth of experience with these herbs that people have had, and even more than that. Yarrow was found in the grave of a Cro-Magnon man. So it's like even before we were people,
we were getting high.
We were getting high, and
right.
with herbs. So
I thought Schumann's dad was cremated.
He was, yes.
So anyway, there's some options there that I think people, hops have been done and done well and done all kinds of things, but I think there's some ginger's one option to play with, but I think there's some herbal options that people are starting to get into more.
And so there's no specific combination of herbs to be called a gruit. It's just using herbs instead of hops.
It's just using group, and it's a good point. There was a lot of debate for several hundred years about putting hops in beer. Hops was sort of in England. Hops was referred to as that noxious German weed.
Wow. Yeah.
And they were really fond of their gruits there. As far as we were talking earlier about meads, and there's a couple categories of meads. One's a melomel, which is a honey-based honey wine. Excuse me, a fruit-based honey wine, and metheglin, which is herbal-based. And so a lot of the same things that were in beers were also in honey.
Okay. Did you bring a gruit with you also?
I brought an unmarked bottle, which could have been a gruit.
Okay.
It turned out to be ginger beer.
Oh, got it. Nice. Okay, got
it's a mystery bottle.
So we had a 50-50 chance.
Yeah, we had a chance here.
So what are some tips then in making a gruit? Because you've admitted also that it is hard to find a good gruit. So clearly it's a difficult thing to do. Do you have any tips to get started?
I think the difficult part is that we've grown up with hops, and so that's our taste palette. And that for a lot of people is why they don't like ginger beers, because they're thinking they see a bottle, it looks like beer, they drink it, and it's ginger. So hops is even more so because nobody knows what yarrow tastes like, right? So it's as an acquired a taste as hops was or is. So I would just tell somebody start with something lightly hopped and then add your herb of choice to it.
Okay. And add it in moderation, or just go for it so that we get to taste that? Or?
That's the problem with going for it, is you end up brewing it once.
I see.
And, you inflict it on your friends when they're drunk and won't go home, and it's just like, all right, I got this beer for you here.
Right.
You have to make the gateway gruit first.
Okay.
A little bit.
Yeah. Now, do you add the herbs in the boil like you would hops, or?
Late.
But still in it, but late in it?
Like finish, yeah.
Okay. Flame out, throw them in.
Exactly.
So we think about beers like Belgian wit beer and how we add spices like that. And I think those are a holdover from when gruits were a lot more popular.
Exactly.
So those techniques are still pretty common and known. So you take and extend those, I think, and it would work here,
and I think one of the things we're seeing more of now is seasonal beers, right? You're seeing a summer beer and a harvest beer and a winter beer, and those are herbed beers. And most beers used to be seasonal beers because that's all they had, right? I mean, hops was sort of an industrial product that not everybody was buying into. I mean, it was just kind of it was a weed, and people liked it, and it was great at what it did. I mean, you needed to keep the bacteria down so it would last a while.
Yeah.
But there was a real argument, really, for several hundred years about whether or not to use hops in beer. And a lot of people were like, why do I want to put some shit in my beer that puts me to sleep?
Right.
I'm drinking beer because I want to relax and hang with my friends and party. I mean, it's
a good point.
I'm paraphrasing here, but
sure.
And so there's a whole raft of other things you could add to beer that were also antibacterial and didn't have the same effect.
And hops do you know how eventually hops won out?
Well, part of it was they were really inexpensive. They kept well. And this is an argument. I'm going to present it, but I don't know whether it's true or not. But part of it was that the monks were doing the brewing at the time. The monks were connected with the Catholic Church, and so like the People's Brew in Germany, right? Sort of the separation of getting away from the church was that anybody could grow hops. You didn't need a special recipe for it or anything, and I'm just gonna make it myself and the hell with the church.
Got it.
So that's an argument. I like this. It sounds nice. I'm not sure how true it is.
Well, it's cool. It's cool. It's a do-it-yourself argument, though. I mean, they were home brewing. Yeah,
I think I think it was the church and maybe some other groups of merchants who controlled a lot of the blends
Right.
of gruit too. And so they didn't want people to use other stuff because they were able to collect quite a bit of money on some of these proprietary blends that nobody quite knew what was in them and those sort of things too. So they had a vested interest in telling people not to use things other than the Gruit blends.
I knew there was a conspiracy in there somewhere.
Well, here's the other part of the argument, though, was that the Catholics at the time were really into partying and putting henbane in beer, which was like wildly psychotropic.
Okay.
And, they'd paint themselves blue and go to war after they were drinking henbane.
Wow.
Blue Man Group.
Where
Sounds
can I
like
get
fun.
that?
Exactly. So there's that whole argument. But then if you're trying to calm people down, it's like, well, we're going to put something in there which puts them to sleep, and et cetera. So there was that whole kind of...
Is that why I'm tired all the time?
Yeah.
Yeah. See, everyone thinks I'm just a pussy. I'm not. It's just all the hops. I can't take it.
Yeah, I'm sort of hopped out myself.
You like sleeping. What's sleep?
Yeah.
It's an argument, okay?
Yeah, okay. All right.
It's a good story.
Yeah.
Okay, so late additions and start small. How about, can you give us an example of some combinations of herbs that you've had success with?
Yes. Yarrow, St. John's wort, and mugwort, about 1 teaspoon per gallon.
Okay. Of those three
late
together?
Add, yes,
Yeah.
late add.
Okay.
And you'll definitely get something which is not a hop reaction.
Okay.
So.
And what's the base beer?
I like light stuff these days. I like brown ales and light ales. Basically,
So any kind of a light pale ale or brown ale or amber ale is fine.
So what sort of starting gravity would be suitable for those 1 teaspoon?
I'm not a big beer guy. So
when you drink the beer, what do you think? It's about 4.5%.
Yeah,
That's typical.
Yeah, about 4 or 5.
Okay,
that's where I'm at. I agree, 100%.
That's what you want out of your beer. You mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
You see a few Gruit beers being made commercially. It's not common, but Brian Hunt from Moonlight Brewing is one guy locally who's done a few of these. Have you tried? So, like, Working for Tips was one. Uncle Fudd, probably 3 or 4 more others I'm forgetting. Have you tried those?
No, I haven't. I've been to Magnolia. They have some there.
Oh, cool. I didn't know they did that, too.
And you know what, Nate? Now that you say that, I stand corrected. I have had a good one because I liked Working for Tips. I like that.
That was all
Moonlight
spruce
beer.
tip, and maybe I think he uses some other stuff, maybe yarrow and a couple other things. He's a little bit elusive on some of his ingredients sometimes,
Right.
so I don't
Ecstasy.
know. Yeah.
He doesn't really want to talk about it.
Yeah.
I just stare at the beer for 4 hours, and I think somehow part of my essence gets transferred.
He would say that to you with a serious face. Yeah.
Yes, he would.
Well, there's also, there's wormwood ales also.
Oh,
which
yeah.
Of course, a lot of people are interested in from absinthe.
Right. Yeah. Okay.
We made wormwood, and it's amazingly bitter.
Jade is in the background is saying that she's used wormwood and it's real
Too
bitter.
much wormwood tastes like earwax.
Yeah.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah.
Oh.
I've tasted earwax.
What does earwax taste like?
Bad.
It depends on your diet, but
right, it does change.
Basically, it's not a good beer additive.
Right.
Is earwax vegan? Because I know beeswax isn't, right? So I wonder if...
It's a good question.
Thank you.
Nate?
Only if you're skydiving, you get it from the guy that's holding you as you go down, then it's okay.
Yeah.
Wait, Nate, you're vegan or vegetarian?
No, I'm not vegan.
Okay.
No.
Not yet.
That's too much work.
Nate's just handsome. Let's just leave it at that.
Right. Okay, and then you're a mead maker as well.
I am.
Okay.
Yes.
What got you into mead?
What is mead?
It's a honey wine.
There we go.
Yeah, it's a honey wine. I think I ran into a couple I really liked that somebody else had made.
Okay.
And I realized what the potential was there because I'd had most of the meads I've had were really sweet, and I just was not interested in them at all.
Sure. Yeah, I really do like mead if it's a dry mead. I've discovered that about myself, and I'm a dry mead fan.
And one of the things I found out relatively recently, actually, after I had finished the book, was the guy that's winning all the gold medals. I read an article by him, and he said he lets his ferment for a year and a half.
Okay,
Yeah.
Really lets it sit there, huh?
So I've got a batch now that I'm trying that with. And it's just, when it just about gets done, it looks like it's done. You take a gravity on it, it's not done. Put a little more, yeast food in there and let it go, and then just keep letting it go until it won't bubble anymore.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then as soon as it's done, you'll drink it all in one sitting. After that year and a half,
I get a straw and just go to town. I've done a lot of stuff where you just leave the mead on the yeast for that long also. And some of them can get, depending on the yeast you use, some of them get kind of like a bubblegummy, nutty kind of flavor. And it's great, Because as brewers making beer, we want to take it off the yeast as soon as possible. But, the more you go through that kind of thing with mead, it's a whole different thing.
Well, it
It's just a
depends on what
different
you're going
dynamic.
for. One of the favorite things
Yeah.
I make is it's called a rotamel, and it's like a Roman Empire era recipe. Now these guys knew how to party, right? I mean, they had wine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, well, they took over from the Greeks. Those dicks.
Vomitory.
They weren't wearing condoms or anything. They know how to do it.
That's right.
They knew what was going on. So they got a recipe, and it's basically mead. It's a honey wine and roses. So you're basically drinking fermented flowers, and it's gorgeous stuff. It's red. It's dry, but it takes a long time to make.
Okay. Yeah. It's good, though. I just like it. Mike Riddle's in the studio. He's going to talk to us about his Napa event in a little while. Have you ever made a mead?
I've made
Mike?
a couple, but it's not my strong suit.
Okay. It just seems so easy. I think it's going to be my strong suit. As soon as I'm stop being lazy and actually make one,
It
I
is
think
easy,
I'm
dude.
going to be a pro.
More beer. They're looking at getting a bunch of different honey varietals.
Nice,
like from star thistle for one, and just a bunch of kind of these random stuff that you don't see just above and beyond orange blossom or wildflower blend.
Right,
and those would be good with some wine yeasts.
Okay,
dialed right in.
And that's really the key to mead, isn't it? The variety of honey, isn't it? Like that's where most of the flavor is going to be imparted.
If it's just straight up mead, they call it show mead or white mead. Yeah, it's just the honey you use and the kind of yeast you use, and the temperature. So
Okay.
it's a pretty straight up pure thing, but it gets, like I said, it gets mixed up pretty quickly when you put fruit in it, and also herbs. And that's another great story. But the our word for medicine, there's some talk that it comes from mead of the Glen, which was back then it was just sort of it was a tonic. So a way to preserve herbs and have it to be palatable was put it in booze.
Yeah.
And you'd put it in honey wine. It would store for a long time, and was medicinal alcohol.
Got it. Sure it was.
Nice.
All alcohol is medicinal, if you
Yeah,
ask
it
me.
is. Yeah,
I always
it's cool.
feel better till the next day.
Learn a lot of shit.
Yeah.
Well, then you just drink more.
That's right.
I feel real bad. I had too much of that tonic. Let me get a little more of that tonic, Eloise. All right. let's do it.
Exactly.
I don't care.
All right. Well, thank you to Scott Mansfield, author of Strong Waters. You can go to strongwaters.net, and I'm sure there's a list of where you can buy the book there and find out. Is your classes information available there, too?
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And those are done in San Francisco?
Yeah, a couple places in San Francisco.
Got it. Okay. So you can go find out about those, too. Do you teach anything about Gruit in the classes?
One of the classes I teach is a ginger beer class, and in the end, people will leave with enough herbs to make a gruit at home.
Okay. Very nice. All right, thanks. I appreciate you being here, Scott. And you're welcome to hang out. We just got to keep doing other stuff, too.
Thanks.
Mike Riddle is in the studio, as I told you. Now, Mike Riddle has been a homebrewer for a long time. You might have heard his name around here and in different competitions. He's also the star of BYOB TV until, spoiler alert, he was eliminated. How did you like your BYOB experience, Riddle? Are you done hating us yet?
No, it was, well, except for JP.
Right.
It was great. I really enjoyed it.
Okay, good. I'm glad. We were sorry to see you go there near the end, and as you know, everyone was rooting for you. So, but it made for a hell of a good TV twist, didn't it?
Oh, it was a lot of fun. I didn't mind it at all.
Cool. Very good. Mike's so mellow all the
He
time.
is.
I
Yeah.
never, on the set, I could never tell if he's Mike just being Mike or if he wanted to kill me. I really couldn't tell, because we were making the poor guys do just all kinds of shit.
Well, I think he wants to kill you all the time. Right.
Yeah.
It could be. Mellow. He would kill me in a mellow way. Yeah.
Stab you slowly.
Right. How long you been brewing, Mike?
16 years. I don't know, 20 years.
Okay. It's a long time.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of the fact that it was our television show that taught Mike Riddle how to keg. Before BYOB,
Yeah.
he didn't keg beer.
In 16 years?
He's always bottled. Now, that is the sign of a patient person,
He's
if you
learned.
ask me.
Yeah, most people get tired of those bottles within about 3 months.
Exactly.
Well, except for the Imperial Stout bottles. Now, the Imperial Stout is going to improve for many years. So
Yeah, I can see that.
It
You
goes
need to
well
put
in
it-
a bottle.
Yeah, it needs a container you can keep it in a long time.
Got it.
So when Mike enters comp, he's pretty mellow about this. He probably wouldn't say this here, but when Mike enters competitions, you know it too, because you look at the best of show list and then you see his name.
Got it.
Over and over and over again.
You win a lot of
He
competitions.
knows what he's doing.
Yeah, I've got 4 of those this year.
Did you bring us beer today, Mike?
I did. Would you like it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Mike brews such great beer.
Oh, you tell me if I'd like it.
It's awesome. You will like it, I guarantee. All right, and then we'll find out about the event happening in Napa. The first time I got to have Mike's beer, I had heard about him from others and seen the competition lists that Nate's talking about, but I had never really met him until the BYOB show. And then he would bring beer. In fact, I think in his audition he brought us beer, didn't he, JP?
He did.
And
he wore real tight jeans then, too, which I thought was kind of weird and off-putting, but somehow mystically attracting.
Which part sold you, the jeans or the beer?
Yes.
I can't tell you. All I know is
it was my tight shirt.
I did whatever he told me to do.
What did you bring us today, Mike?
I've got two beers. One is the festival beer we're going to have at our event, which is a smoked Oktoberfest or a classic Rauch beer.
Okay. Did I have this beer at NCHF?
This is the one. Nobody else here had that.
This is a great beer. You guys are going to enjoy this.
I haven't had it. Why haven't I had it?
You didn't go to the NorCal Homebrew Festival.
Oh, great. See, I didn't.
Wait,
it turns out I didn't have
something?
And you didn't even have to fly to that, by the way, JP.
Well, it's outdoors and camping with a bunch of drunks.
And away from your house.
Yeah, I do that by my lonesome.
Right.
Wait, am I pouring this, Mike?
Mike's your kind of brewer too, JP. I think he doesn't do a lot of big hop bombs, which is pretty unusual for this region for a lot of people that compete aggressively too. I remember when you did one for the show, Mike, you pulled me aside at one point and you're like, you make these crazy things. Like, is this amount of dry hop right? Like, is that, what we really want to do with this beer? And that was the same beer I think you were kegging for the first time was a beer like that. So you don't normally make those kind of things and have never needed to keg before because of that.
Well, the show required us to brew things on a very tight schedule. Like get things ready in 12 days.
Yeah.
Including kegging, carbonating, clearing, and bottling.
Yep.
And with the other show parameters, almost everything we brewed was like an Imperial Pale Ale or an Imperial IPA. So I had to learn fast.
Yeah, we definitely put you to the test. I just learned a new carbonating trick for NorCal, actually. My beer went into the keg, and it was flat when I left Pacheco. I put it in my trailer in a cold environment, turned the pressure to where I wanted it to be, about 12 pounds, drove for 2.5 hours to Dobbins, California, where the event was. Perfectly carbonated. Yeah. It just shook. I just did the shake method for 2.5 hours, and it worked perfect. So if you're ever running late and you feel like, and you've got to drive a distance to an event, just put the gas on your keg and drive on the bumpiest road you can find.
Ossifer, I'm just carbonating my beer.
Yeah, it's great. Yeah, that's all I'm doing.
And if it's not bumpy, just turn the pressure up higher, and it does the same thing.
Yeah. But that's not fun.
Well,
Tasty?
You had it in your trailer. I had it in my car. I was doing the same thing.
Yeah.
And since it's a fairly smoother ride, I had like a 30 PSI all the way there, and it was fine.
Sure. And I'll be honest with you, I did think about that. I thought maybe I need to put it at 30, but I know my trailer is bouncing around like crazy. I got one of those little single axle things, and I thought, I feel like if I do it at 30 pounds, it's going to be over-carbonated.
It probably would have been. Yeah.
So I put it, I lied, I put it at about 14 or 16.
Okay.
I kind of cut it in half, and then it was perfect when I was there.
There you go.
It was really good. So how do you guys like Mike's classic Rauch beer here?
This is great. Where did you smoke the malt, or you?
No, I purchased Rauch malts.
Okay.
It's 1/3 of the base malt is Rauch malts, 1/3 is Pilsner malt, and 1/3 is Munich malt.
Same one.
And
same.
For something like a Schlinkler, they use all smoked malts, all the base malts and specialty malts.
It's like bacon in a glass, basically.
It is, but this is one where you could actually drink a whole pint of this.
Oh yeah, it's understated. I could drink 2 pints, and that says
it's delicious.
About the beer.
Yeah, and it doesn't get that. You can get that kind of Band-Aid coating on your palate if there's too much of the smoked malt, so you don't even want to finish it. But this one doesn't have any of that. It's just a really subtle, nice smoked flavor.
Right. Yeah. So 1/3, huh? That's good.
Yeah. Nice Melanoidin production in the beer too. Is there Munich malt or a longer boil or something?
There's a little bit of Cara Munich.
Cara Munich. Nice.
Yeah, but 1/3 of the base malt was Munich.
Cool.
Now, what did you brew this beer for?
Well, this is for the Napa Homebrewers Classic. So I think it's a first of its kind kind of a thing. We just had the competition yesterday, and it was a keg-only competition. So
you're welcome.
I don't remember one of those.
I guess I didn't win since I didn't enter.
Don't remember one of those in California since I've been here. But
we need one. This is great.
I think Ray Daniels does one of those in Chicago. He used to.
Mm-hmm.
So there's a few around, but the logistics of it were all new to us.
Okay.
Trying to corral the kegs from all different places in the Bay Area, get them in a cold room, take care of them, then bring them all to the. We judge them at the Wine Train Commissary in Napa, and get them pouring there, and then get them back, and then we're going to pull them out again out of the cold room and take them to the festival.
Okay. So what and when is the festival?
Okay, it's going to be October 8th, and it's at the Chardonnay Hall, and this is the Napa Valley Exposition Fairgrounds. So not the fairgrounds in Calistoga, but the ones that are in the town of Napa on 3rd Street.
Okay.
575 3rd. And if you know where Napa Fermentation Supplies is, it's a hall in the same fairgrounds that's pretty large called the Chardonnay Hall.
Okay. And it's all about homebrew, this fest.
It is. Well, first of all, it's a fundraiser. I'm in the Rotary, one of the Rotary clubs in Napa, and we're trying to raise money for this for our charities. So some of the charities that we take care of are the Pathway Home for returning veterans, try to get them back into society. And also the Napa Emergency Women's Services Group that deals with problems with broken families.
Okay.
And then the Rotary International is probably taking the biggest lead on trying to end polio. There's still polio cases, Nigeria, and I think there's 5 countries where we still have some cases, and we're trying to wipe that out. So that was the charity part, and then the fun part is we're going to have about 50 kegs of homebrew, and some of these are pretty good. This one will be on. When you come in the front door, you'll get your festival souvenir glass and a shot of this Rauch beer.
Oh, great.
And Paul Kiefer brewed another keg of this, so I have 2 kegs you can compare.
Okay.
I didn't tell you about this beer. It was a total screw-up, but it tasted good. So what happened was
real nice.
It's supposed to be a lager beer, right? So Bavarian lager. And I'm going to put it into my chilled conical fermenter for more beer, of course. And it blew the power supply. So I had to ferment this at 65 in my wine barrel room. And I think it turned out maybe a touch of fruitiness helped balance the smoke a bit. So
yeah.
I think I would do this again.
Screw it up again, Mike.
Yeah.
Came out fine.
Still real clean. What yeast strain did you say that was?
A Bavarian lager.
Bavarian lager.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But
okay.
There'll also be a full lager version of this, so you can try them side by side.
So Paul's was lagered.
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
So the whole event it's around homebrew. Would you just buy a ticket to go? Obviously, you can't sell homebrew, so you buy a ticket to be there, or
right?
Okay,
it's a competition. So we've already had the BJCP part of the competition,
and
at the event we'll have the Napa area craft brewers judging our best of show.
Oh, great!
So we've got Nick Campbell from Blue Frog and Colin Kaminsky from Downtown Joe's, and we'll have Brad Smysloff from Calistoga Inn.
Sounds like a rap name.
Yeah.
I'm Brad Smysloff. Get out of his knot.
Right.
What? Check out my bums.
What?
Right.
He's not quite that kind of guy.
It's all right. Neither was that joke.
I like this competition, though, because a lot of times the beers that win at a homebrew competition, there were only 3 bottles of it submitted, and maybe the brewer doesn't even have any left, and nobody gets a chance to try it at the after party.
Right.
So at this one, it's like, oh yeah, these 5 beers did really well, or these 20 beers did really well, and you can
Go
try them.
It's more like the Great American Beer Festival.
That's awesome.
It's all after party on this one.
That's cool.
That should be your tagline, Napa. What's the Napa Homebrew Classic?
Napa Homebrewers Classic.
It's all home. It's all after party.
All after party.
That's
Drink the after party.
100%.
I think that's our motto.
Yeah, it's true.
Now, we do have Sean Paxton, who's scheming up at this very moment what our festival sausage is going to be.
Okay.
He's going to craft it at the Sonoma Market. I'm going to try to assist him as the Sioux sausage chef.
JP's usually his Sioux sausage chef,
This
so
is
you've got big shoes to fill.
Mike's a big sausage maker. He's really up there.
Think of how the flavors play against each other. I just think about the aromas. I mean, and think about just the way it dances on your palate. Think about it. That's what I think about. Really? Is it what
Sean Paxton's in the studio right now, I think.
Yeah. Well, I'm working on a new recipe with urinal cakes, and I'm thinking, how can that play with a wedding cake? I have a wedding to go to, so what I'm thinking about, I'm challenged by this. Of course, it challenges my palate to figure out how to incorporate those with kind of a fromage theme to the roses.
those minty green spicy notes of the urinal cakes with the hop aroma.
Right.
Well, I'm challenged by this.
I got at least one beer a year that I think in a homebrew competition they used urinal cakes in. So it's a very common aroma. in homebrew
Why do they have to have the word cake in there? It's misleading.
But it makes it more tolerable. Oh, it's cake.
Oh,
I'm gonna fucking piss on this
better than
cake.
pie. You don't want a pie,
Urinal pie.
Yeah. What else can we expect at the Homebrew Classic?
We have a couple of bands, and Brian Cooper's band Wish Inflicted will be there. They're coming out with their first CD, and they're a very good original music group.
The Russian Imperial?
Very nice.
And that's Russian Imperial Stout coming around.
Okay.
It's only 3 years old, so
only, yeah.
Oh.
We're killing infants
Just a
over
baby.
here.
It's a
I don't know
baby.
why you brought us this piss.
Sorry. Now, at the festival, we're going to have a keg of Russian Imperial Stout that's been aged 5 months in new American oak. And it's really spectacular because
This is great.
It's kind of like a bourbon hit, except that it's like more of a pure streak of the oak flavors, rather than bourbon kind of sloshes on either side and it's kind of messy. But the bourbon really plays up with this beer fantastic, so we'll have that on tap as well.
Was it ginger bourbon or
No.
You need to wash your glass, brother.
No, this is really nice.
The other band that we have is Curbside, and you might remember Sean Lightholder from the BYOB TV show.
Oh, yeah. From the Shamrockers.
That's Shamrockers. He's going to be there playing in that band.
I saw him driving down the road the other day.
You run him off it?
No. He about ran me off, though.
Hey, look, it's that guy! Oh.
He's the one with the funny hat.
Yeah.
He's a good guy.
All right, so give us the date and the times once again and where people can get tickets.
All right, it's October 8th. It's going to be at the Chardonnay Hall in the Napa Valley Exposition on 3rd Street in the town of Napa. It's going to go from 11 to 5. You can get hold of me for tickets, or you can get them at the door.
Okay, great.
So we'll have them there.
And how much are they?
Only $25.
Oh, that's nothing.
Cheap.
$25.
That's nothing.
The Jew said it first, though, so...
And you're going to just hang out until the beer's gone, I assume. I mean, it's unlimited tasting until the beer is gone.
For responsible drinkers only. So if you're
Sure.
falling down, you're going to get cut off. But yes, absolutely, you can try as many as you want. We'll have a festival glass, and so you can just go around trying them.
Okay. All right, well, I hope to be there. It just sounds like a great event. I'm glad you're doing it. And a good first-time event like this, a homebrew classic like that. I'm with Nate on the fact that it's going to be great to see the award winners and then go try it right out of the keg there. I think that's just a cool way to do it.
And I'll be seeing you guys at GABF because I've got a Pro-Am beer there, too, like Nate does.
Oh, you do? Yeah. Who did you brew with?
Well, by some coincidence, I'm wearing the shirt that says Island Brewing. So this is a friend of mine in Carpinteria.
Okay.
Owns the place, and he won a gold medal in the GABF last year. He's got a small 15-barrel system, and he's just him and his family doing this, and it's amazing. So.
I think I bought carpet there. I went Carpinteria.
Yeah, Carpinteria?
Yeah.
No,
I remember the place.
That's where I got my...
it's a town. Oh, I thought it was the carpet. I'm sorry.
That's where I got my Stainmaster there. Yeah.
Right. Tasties. Your Shag Stainmaster. What did you brew for the Pro-Am?
It's the beer that won the World Cup Best of Show. It's a classic American Pilsner.
Wow.
Mike's been working on this style for many years, too. It's a killer beer. So make sure you go and try it at the GABF. It's going to be pouring on Thursday, right?
That's correct. Thursday,
cool.
like your beer, right?
Exactly, yeah. Triple Rock Dankness is pouring on Thursday, too. So.
Right.
Hey, when's your beer? Oh, hey, it's pouring right next to yours. Hey, that's a coincidence.
I just found that out now. No, I think I should call Janice and have my beer moved to a different day so I don't get upstaged by Mike's beer now.
Do that. When I have my beer, I had two of them there. 2 different years. I told her what day when I wanted it poured.
Tasty. Stacking the deck. He goes through the list and goes, oh, that one's pretty
I want
good.
that poured on the Saturday session. You guys should do the same thing.
Well, the Saturday session is kind of the killer one, yeah. Well, if it shows up again on the Saturday session, you know it's a good sign.
Why do you want it poured up? Why do you want? Oh, the Saturday members only session.
Well, but that's when all the home brewers are there, right?
Yeah. Okay.
And they try and make an effort to have.
And then, of course, if you win, your beer's going to be there.
That's
anyway,
right.
So.
I see. Okay.
So if it's not there on Saturday, I'm leaving. Forget it.
Well, I wish you both luck, but Mike, Nate's been on a losing streak, and I'm afraid he's going to kill himself.
What happened?
So I hope I'm more hopeful for Nate.
He's doubting himself. Yeah, that's right.
I'm worried about the kid.
I crashed at the NHC. I don't know what happened on that one.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys remember that, but he had like more beers than anybody in the second round and didn't get a single medal. You guys remember that?
It's not even losing. It's like outdrawn on the river. Like, you're right there, and then no one gets the poker reference.
I judged IPA in the finals, and I kept looking for. Well, I saw him at the table. Though,
I didn't even have one in. Didn't make past the prelims, so
That's too bad.
Wow, that's got to hurt, huh?
Yeah, that's pretty awesome.
No, I'm rooting. And then how many pro-ams? It's like your
fourth one.
It's your fourth pro-am.
Yeah.
It's tough. The pro-am's tough.
It is
more
a tough
losers
one.
than winners in that.
Yeah, absolutely. Just being able to do it is a lot of fun. People get
Don't
that
say
bar.
that.
That's exactly the
That's
purpose.
the loser
It is.
statement is what
I
that
know.
is.
I'm getting ready.
You know, I'm just thankful to have had the opportunity. Fuck that.
Thanks for nominating me.
Everybody's a winner.
Yeah. You all get a little retard trophy at the end of it.
It's like 5th grade soccer or something. Everybody gets a trophy.
The Lifetime Achievement Award.
Yeah, it goes to Nate Smith.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Entered so many times and then, well, then.
Yeah, basically paid for the competition each year with his entry fees.
Yeah. Well, the dankness is good. I don't know if you've had it yet, Riddle, but
that's got a good chance.
Even I've had it.
It's good.
It's good.
Yeah.
Are you guys
I
saying it's
enjoy it.
better than the Citrus Bomb?
The Citrus Bomb.
Oh, yeah, another homebrew that I was bringing around, NHC and the other IPA that was a favorite during
I'm
the
saying
winter.
it's not better than that beer.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm saying it's better.
I think it
it's
might
better.
be. Yeah.
The Citrus Bomb was good, too. I remember that from also at the Bay Area Beer Festival that's coming up as well. I think that's... When's the Bay Area Beer Festival? The one in Martinez.
They do it twice a year, right? So
21st
this one...
22nd, I believe, right?
October?
Yeah.
It is October 22nd. That's right.
Is there no VIP or is it already sold?
There's no VIP this year because it just wasn't necessary. So they just kind of let they're just all at once. Just go for it. Everybody go and do the thing. So show up early. They're only doing pre-sale tickets though. So go to BayAreaCraftBeerFestival.com and get your pre-sale tickets because they're not selling them at the door. And I've been talking to the organizers, Leanne, and Beer Pal is one of the organizers too. And they're doing a great job. They got a lot more beer coming, and it's looking to be a good event. So go to that one too. A lot of events coming up. On the 23rd of October, we are doing a small beer festival at Downtown Joe's. Rather than going and doing our normal show there, we're going to go and do a video broadcast of the beer festival, basically. We're going to do some interviews, but mostly we're going to hang out and have a good time. So that one is on October 23rd. I haven't mentioned it because I'm waiting for the final details to come down from Colin. But it's booked, and Sean Paxson is doing a dinner for it that night.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
So in 3 weeks.
Is that 3 weeks away?
Yeah, kind of.
1, 2, 3, 4. It's about 4 weeks away.
All right.
Yeah.
3.5.
That's in lieu of
You don't have to
payment.
do anything but show up. What's the difference?
No, I want to promote the fuck out of it.
I'm waiting for him to finish that. I'm waiting for that.
It's your yearly
We're going to
bonus.
sell out. Don't worry. There's only like 250 tickets available, something like that. So I will notify everybody as soon as I can when tickets go on sale. And it's going to be a small fest, so we don't have to worry about promoting it too much. We're getting a lot of people there and a lot of good beer. As soon as I hear back from Colin, it'll be done.
Great.
Okay.
Colin's in and out of the chat, so hopefully he'll hear this and run to let us know it's up.
He's pretty close. We're close. It's all dialed in. We're finishing the logo, and he just needed to send me all the info so that I can. We don't want to promote it until the ticket site goes, ready and shit like that. So, all right. So let's recap all the events that you've heard about today, so we can make sure. Oktoberfest. Oktoberfest happens Saturday, October 1st, from 11 to 6 p.m. And that's going to be a great one. It's always a good time. Plus, there's a homebrew tent and like 20-something brewers, I mean. So there's that one. Then there's Mike Riddle's, which is on the Napa Homebrew Classic, which is the date?
October 8th.
October 8th. Perfect. Then the October 22nd is the Bay Area Craft Beer Festival. And then on October 23rd is going to be the Brewing Network's Beers of the North Bay at Downtown Joe's or whatever it's called.
Can the 24th be Bloody Mary Day?
Absolutely.
Bloody Mary and Movie Day?
I was going to say, how about Bloody Mary and Godfather Day? All 3 Godfather movies and Bloodies?
Let's do it.
Done.
Let's do it.
No pants?
None.
Done.
Yeah.
I'm in.
Not even ball hair.
I'm in. No. Totally
No pants.
bare.
What do you
I
think?
had to think about that for a second, unfortunately. And then I pictured it. And then it got weird in my head. All this happened instantaneously. And then I was fine again.
I actually have a mock-up of the poster. Do you want to see it?
Yes. Yeah, let me see. That's all right. All right, never mind.
All right.
Put your pants back on.
Ski pole.
Okay.
Wait, I want to see.
You really don't, trust me.
All right, let's
it's like
do
a
this.
gecko hand. It's weird.
I got to get us to another break. When we come back, we're going to talk a little more to Mike Riddle about beer stuff, just because we can, and I like having him here, and he's a good guy to talk beer with. We'll take Drunk of the Week phone calls, and what else do we have to do? I think we've got some beer news. More importantly, right when we come back from the break, a new segment with craftbeer.com. You guys remember Julia Hers?
Yes. Yeah, sure. I love that little girl.
I love her. Julia is awesome. She's one of my favorite people in the BA, the Brewers Association, and she's running craftbeer.com now, which is a fantastic website for craft beer lovers. And what she's going to do is every couple of weeks either come do it live or do a quick recording with me just before the show to give us some current events about what's happening in craft beer. A lot of stuff slips out of our under our radar, mostly because we don't give a shit and we're lazy. But she will be bringing it to our attention a couple of times a month. So right after the break, you're going to hear from Julia in our first segment. You'll hear a little bit about craftbeer.com and what they're doing over there, and then some news. So hang in there. It's the session. We got a little bit more to do, but get your phone calls in now because we're not going to hang around too late. 888-401-BEER or join Moscow in the chat room. It's the session. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the Brewcasters. On the Brewing Network.
Hi, this is John from Grain and Grape in Melbourne, Australia. This has been a big year for us. We've just celebrated our 21st birthday and we've been voted best home brew shop in Australia. We reckon that makes us pretty much the best brew shop in the Southern Hemisphere. Now we've got the ultimate fix for all you space poor, time poor and lapsed brewers. The all-in-one Brewmeister is now at Grain and Grape and it's a beauty. There are 20, 50 and 200 litre systems. It lets you complete a temperature-controlled mash, boil and cool, all within the same stainless steel mains-powered unit. So if you live in an apartment, you don't have the time to complete a traditional brew day, or just plain lazy, you can be brewing beautiful all-grain beer more quickly than ever. We're also now making our own range of small-batch fresh wort kits on the 200-litre system right here in the warehouse. Just one last thing. Mention the Brewing Network next time you're ordering online or over the phone to receive freight free on your next order of up to 15 kilos. Check out grainandgrape.com.au for conditions.
Honey, what's wrong? Was the Saison oxidized?
Worse. Beer festival season is coming to an end. That's it for craft beer fun for the year.
My God, you're right.
What are we going to do?
Wait, it's a long shot, but yes!
What?
The new Bay Area Craft Beer Festival is coming up October 22nd.
The one at Martinez Waterfront Park?
Yeah, with all that great food.
Live music?
And craft beer! More than 30 of the best breweries west of the Mississippi will be there.
I knew you loved me.
I do, but I may love the Bay Area Craft Beer Festival more.
Hey.
Kidding!
And I was just about to tell you your Saison is oxidized.
What?
Tickets for the Bay Area Craft Beer Festival are available online until October 19th at BayAreaCraftBeerFestival.com. All tickets are pre-sale only. None will be sold at the door, so get yours online right now. Great beer, fabulous food, and rockin' live music. Round out your beer fest season right this year at the Bay Area Craft Beer Festival.
BN Army, HopTech has a great discount waiting for you. Do you often find it difficult to find specific specialty ingredients for your homebrew recipes? Well, listen to this. HopTech stocks 59 different grains to choose from, 39 varieties of pellet hops, and 8 kinds of whole leaf hops. And HopTech not only carries Y yeast and White Labs yeast for you, but also Fermentus, 04, 5, 6, 23, 33, and T58 Belgian yeast, plus Cooper's, Nottingham, and Windsor yeasts. Got your recipe ready to go? Pick up some great brew gear like new long and short sleeved shirts, games, and more. HopTech's new website is being updated every day with new items. If you don't see it, call the shop. They're open 6 days a week. BN Army and AHA members get a 10% discount, and active military personnel get 15% off. Visit HopTech.com today for great selection, great service, and a great discount. HopTech.com.
A heretic is anyone who does not conform to an established attitude, doctrine, or principle.
If you love craft beer, you're already a heretic.
The very first thing we did when we started looking at the beers that we would brew, we got rid of all those recipes. We started from scratch. We've been pilot brewing the most creative things that we could think of and the most interesting things. We've completely gone away from style.
Heretic Brewing Company is opening this spring in Pittsburgh, California, and you can be a part of it. Visit hereticbrewing.com and facebook.com/hereticbrew. Get the latest updates on the brewery and upcoming beers. Show everyone how you celebrate great beer as a heretic.
It's a fairly powerful word. Being a heretic, that means you're not settling for ordinary beer. You are going with flavorful, creative, bold, interesting beers. A heretic is looking for the best beers out there.
Be a heretic. Don't drink ordinary beer. When you hear Blickman Engineering, think innovation, passion, quality, and customer service. Blickman gear is designed by brewers to give you a sense of pride in your equipment. At Blickman, they know what makes brewing a pain and build gear that makes it fun. Like the intuitive beer gun, a completely different approach to filling bottles. The Therminator Wort Chiller, a new take on a plate chiller that's sized for flow, performance, and the high groundwater temps homebrewers face every day. The Brewmometer, a brilliant weldless thermometer design with brewing parameters right on the dial. The Autosparge, ultimate simplicity for preventing an overflow or running your mash tun dry. And much more, like the modular top-tier brewing stand, conical fermenters, and their Boilermaker brew pots. With more cutting-edge equipment coming soon, keep up with the latest from Blickman at blickmanengineering.com and stay on the cutting edge.
Mix me your 100-grain amber recipe, and I'm going to eat it. And then it can ferment in my gut. It totally works. The beer is almost identical to the grain sandwich.
Your colon won't know what hit it.
The home of live beer radio. TheBrewingNetwork.com.
Because like beer, radio shouldn't suck. You're listening to The
Session.
Today, I've got Julia Herz on the line from craftbeer.com, and craftbeer.com is a website obviously dedicated to craft beer, and we're going to start working with Julia now to bring us news from around the craft beer world. She's the real expert in this, and I think it really ties into what we're doing here at the Brewing Network. So, Julia, welcome to the program.
Thanks so much, Justin, for having me.
We love to have you. And I've known you for quite some time now. I've seen you kind of move around in the beer world. And for a little while now, you've kind of stayed put with the Brewers Association. Is that right?
Yes, I'm actually a boomeranger. So I worked at the Brewers Association in late 90s, and that was about for 3 years. Then I left and worked in the mead world, which is where we probably started talking. I can't hide my love for fermented honey. And then back at the Brewers Association now for almost 4 years as the craft beer program director.
Okay. And if you go back through our archives, you'll find Julia on a couple of shows, and in particular, a mead show that we did a few years ago, so you can kind of find out about that early love for mead. Okay, well, tell us more about craftbeer.com and what we can expect.
Sure. Well, I mean, if you guys, BN Army, rally the troops. If you guys have not checked out craftbeer.com from the Brewers Association, which is definitely a new venture for us as of December 2009, you definitely should. I mean, this is a website that is certainly designed and geared towards beer beginners, but we want beer geeks and beer enthusiasts to really embrace it and help use it as a tool to share why you have such passion or why we have such passion and interest behind craft beer. So it's a website, craftbeer.com, geared towards beer lovers and beer beginners, and it's kind of everything craft beer, but a lot of it's from the voice of our members of the small breweries in the U.S.
So the BN Army, as typically kind of the more advanced beer people, in other words, could really drive content for what they would want to see new beer lovers or other beer geeks on craftbeer.com.
Yeah, it's definitely participatory. I mean, from everything of commenting, which is integrated to Facebook and many other commenting types of social media networks. So at the bottom of posts, you can share what you think and your reaction and response to that. Plus, the ability to directly post types of things like perfect pairing, which would be, what's your favorite pairing? Take a picture and tell us about it and post it directly to the site. Or what's your favorite craft beer cooking recipe that you would have have, the recipe database that we have, or archives kind of, is the most robust for any list of recipes on the internet. So there's definitely lots of places that enthusiastic beer lovers or BN Army folks could contribute to.
Or there's my favorite that I just saw recently. In fact, I ended up posting it over on some of our page because I liked it so much. And that was your beer tattoos segment, which was
it
was cool. And that was entirely driven by beer lovers. They had to submit their beer tattoos, right? And then beer fans got to vote on the best ones.
Yeah, I mean, it's been an incredible response. When we do something at the Brewers Association, we tend to already have a great built-in network, and the network has just grown and still even taken us by surprise. 490 people have recommended this post on Facebook to vote for your top 10 tattoos. Nice. And the way we did it is we mined them from members, did a post on our forum, and said, hey, members, we're going to put this together on craftbeer.com. And the brewers sent us some of their favorite tattoos, and we packaged them, and now we want visitors to tell us what the favorites are, and so it's a great participatory type of thing.
I love it. That was very cool, a cool thing to do. I think it should definitely be an annual beer tattoo award that you give out on that.
Yeah, I mean, if you go to the website and just do a quick search on tattoos, you'll find the post. I mean, and some of these tattoos are off the hook. They're crazy. The Sierra Nevada Bigfoot ale, the entire label is on some guy's back.
It's a huge back tattoo.
Yeah, it's crazy stuff. 807 people are like, yeah, we like that one the best. So it's pretty crazy.
That's cool. Okay, well, like I said in the beginning, what we want to do with craftbeer.com and with Julia is have her come in and tell us what's relevant and what's happening in the beer world. I think we're pretty good at that here at the BN, but we do miss the pulse occasionally, and we get scooped, which drives me crazy. But Julia's going to help us out with that. So why don't we start a little bit today and give me something that's happening in the beer world right now.
You know, there's always something daily that we would want to. We try to prioritize and scramble and just say, "Hey, get this on your radar." We had an interesting one. I mean, in Brewers Association's out of Colorado, but we have the ability to pick up the phone and pretty much get any brewer we want, just like you, Justin. They would recognize you and they respond to our questions. And so I had Anthony Org, one of my interns, track down the story on the Maori King with Funkworks, who are a little farmhouse style brewery out of Fort Collins, making a big splash. And this Imperial Saison that they made utilized and featured hops from New Zealand. And unfortunately, they were not aware when they named it the Maori King that there was actually a group of people, the Maori tribe, and they had a king, and they took great offense to them naming that beer.
Oh.
And so it was a bit of a internet scandal for them. I mean, they had to deal with it. And so I wanted to get craftbeer.com in there to say, hey, Brad and Gordon from Funkworks, what do you guys want people to know from your side of it? I mean, they had been in a lot of these internet stories in the last few weeks depicted as a huge, large global brewing company, which was totally not true. There's 7 people at the brewery.
Yeah.
And so they needed a chance to defend themselves in a more personal way. They did put out a statement, and after we saw that statement, we got a little bit more from Brad, and that's on craftbeer.com, his take on the story. And then I think they showed good grace by renaming the beer and calling it in the end Southern Tropic to still pay tribute to what they were trying to do, but back down a little bit after they were educated and showed that they rolled with the punches too and went through the pain and anguish of relabeling that beer.
Sure. Well, that's, to me it seems like a simple mistake, and it sounds like the craft beer way to go, that you kind of go, oh, all right, well, I didn't mean anything by it. Of course we'll do something different. You know, that's the craft beer way.
That's right.
Well, that's good that you're able to report on things like that, and that's exactly the kind of stuff I'm looking for, because, from state to state, it can be bigger in Colorado, for example, if it's a local brewery, than it will be in California. So, given that the BN Army is everywhere, I think this is going to be great to find out about some things that might have flown under our radar.
Right on. And, just in case, I mean, we've really tried to throw great general resources too, not just the newsy of the latest and greatest type, but the standing static resources that BN Army folks could take advantage of. Is we have free tasting mats that you can print and download. Awesome types of resources on beer and food pairing with one of the most robust charts that Randy Mosier created for us. A whole kit on how to have tastings at home, in a 15-page PowerPoint. We've got a beer study section with like seminar recordings from most of the seminars at our events. And our Beer 101 course is a great beginner course. It's $15 to take, 1 hour, and you get a certificate from the Brewers Association if you pass the assessment exam at the end. So there's just a massive amount of kind of more standing, longer shelf life resources. And it's all about raising the bar and just trying to give people access to the information that they're constantly looking for in 20 different locations. We've tried to make it all and package it all into one place under the craftbeer.com umbrella.
Oh, that's really good to hear. For years now, listeners have asked us, hey, how do we share more with our neighbors who don't know about craft beer? How do we educate people? We don't, looking for resources to do that, because sometimes just handing over your homebrew just doesn't work. You have those resistant people still. So it's good to know, to find out we can print out a beer mat and have a little description and really some guides to get people into beer.
Yeah, you'd think, I'm a home brewer, beer geek, just like the rest of you guys, that tasting is believing, and it's enough. When you hand over that pride and joy, you'd think that's the instant moment of conversion, but it often isn't, and you can't really explain in one little sentence why you're so excited about it, and why it's so amazing, and why it's so cerebral, and why it's so worth it, and adds so much value in your day-to-day experience. So, yeah, sometimes it takes hitting them with a few more things on top of just that one little taste.
Got it. I love it. Okay, so folks, you can go to craftbeer.com. You can download these details and information and materials, but you can also check out daily news stories and things happening, and you can submit content. So don't be afraid to get in there and participate with craftbeer.com. Okay, so Julia, I guess I'm going to see you at the GABF here in a couple days.
I will see you at the big show. I can't believe it.
I know, it comes up quick, doesn't it?
It's like a national holiday. I practically tear up every time I walk in the hall and hear the bagpipes kick it off. It's great.
It's really fun. We used to really promote, go, go, go. And now, we certainly say that we're going, but boy, you certainly don't need help selling tickets anymore. They just go.
I know, that's a tough one, man. This is a 49,000 person event. We want everybody that wants to go to be able to go, but at a certain point, you're in 300,000 square feet in a convention center, and you can't get it. We have our size. It's a large experience, and to make it even larger just doesn't seem true to the spirit of the festival. But yeah, it's hard to get tickets. I agree.
No, but I think you're right, because that is a huge amount of people. But I think you have done it right. It's an enormous beer hall. I work with a lot of people starting up beer festivals now. It's kind of I think there's a lot more beer festivals popping up. And one of the things I say to everybody is, I say go to GABF and look how they do it, because you guys really have the format down. So I don't hear too many people complaining about not being able to get tickets, and certainly not people who have seen it in action, because you're right. You add another 40,000, 50,000 people in there and forget about it. You wouldn't be able to get a beer.
Right, it's just not the same. But selling out in 1 week took us by surprise. It's just unprecedented. Tickets went on sale, and 1 week later, 30-some-odd thousand tickets sold out.
That's really great.
It's crazy.
Okay, Julia, so I'll see you in a couple days in Denver, and then in just a couple weeks, we'll have you back on the program with some more craftbeer.com news.
I'm honored to get the chance to talk to the BN Army. You guys rock it. You educate me every time I listen. So thanks, Justin.
Beautiful. All right, Julia, we'll talk to you soon. Thanks.
Bye-bye.
In a world where everything has been lost.
What happened to the city? It's in ruins.
Only one man has the ancient knowledge to restore civilization.
I need a drink. Oh no, the liquor store's been ransacked.
You looking for beer, stranger? Boy, all the liquor got drunk up in the first 25 minutes of the apocalypse.
Wait, there's still some bottles over... Oh, no. Those are non-alcoholic beer.
I reckon you better stick to arrowroot tea and a desperate nomadic existence like the rest of us.
People, I'm a home brewer. I know how to make alcohol.
It can't be done.
Come with me if you want the beer. Okay, I'm gonna need some big plastic buckets.
He is the chosen one. The prophecies say that he's gonna get us wasted.
Someone start heating water. And
from the creators of Northern Brewer, the people who brought you $7.99 Brew Saver shipping, massive selection, and superior customer service comes the
Here's a bite for beer lovers. Soft caramel made with real craft brew and coated in chocolate. And Hop Drops, hard candies made with real hop oil. Introducing Beer Candy from beercandy.com. Beer Candy's amazing caramels come in 4 mouth-watering flavors. IPA, bitter gold, wrapped in smooth white chocolate. Lager, made with a familiar beer from Boston and coated in milk chocolate. Lambic, soury Belgian goodness full of fresh raspberry and dipped in dark chocolate. And Stout, roasty cocoa chocolate insanity. Hop Drops are made with Fuggles or Cascade hops and are known as the candy that bites you back. Choose from sampler and full sizes of both and make your mouth jump to life. All at beercandy.com. Hop Drops and beer caramels. Satisfy your sweet tooth as only a beer lover could with Beer Candy. Visit beercandy.com today. Williams Brewing is your online resource for prompt delivery of quality home brewing supplies. Since 1979, Williams Brewing has offered the finest equipment and freshest ingredients and the best customer service in the business. Cut hours off your brewing sessions by using one of their 11 varieties of famous Williams malt extract. Their new Snap-Lock stainless steel cam-lock fittings will make connecting your pump or heat exchanger quick and easy. Or check out their exclusive paintball tank-based draft beer equipment. They even have their own line of precision hydrometers. Go to williamsbrewing.com to browse their vast selection. That's williamsbrewing.com. Orders placed by 4 p.m. Pacific Time weekdays ship the same day. Brewing is easy. The Williams way.
Live. Beer Radio. The Brewing Network.
The Brewcasters. If you're just starting, don't be discouraged by all this stuff. It's so easy. Just throw it together. Put some sugar and some water and some yeast in there. Yeah.
Brewing Network.
You're listening to the Brewing Network. Because like beer, radio shouldn't suck.
All right, welcome back to the program. Thanks for sticking with us. And thanks to Julia Hurst from craftbeer.com coming over and talking to us about what's going on in the beer news. Like I said, you can expect to hear that every couple weeks here on the show. Julia's going to come give us the lowdown so we can keep abreast of what's happening.
Great.
Yeah.
I like keeping abreast of things.
All right, another thing I need to tell you about is Black Star and the Great Northern Brewery, who is going to the GABF just like I am next week. And just like Moscow is now
and
in
just
place
like
of
JP is not.
Oh, but you know what? I will be there with you guys when I listen to the thing.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you. While most breweries come to the Great American Beer Festival to win an award, Black Star and the Great Northern Brewery are also coming to give an award. Black Star is awarding the biggest beer fan with the Ultimate Beer Trophy. As tall as a full-grown beer fan, Black Star's Ultimate Beer Trophy is outfitted with a working Bronco tap handle, Black Star beer cans, branded steins, and a fully functioning iPod dock with speakers. To enter, it's a pretty rad trophy, man. I got to see this thing. To enter, the festival goers must visit the Black Star booth. It's section E, 18 through 20, and check in on Facebook. And
they'll have a sweet Airstream trailer there, so look for that.
Yeah, parked at their display, section E, booths 18 through 20, will be Black Star's vintage Airstream, equipped with a digital photo booth, so beer fans can take free pictures and automatically email them to their friends or themselves. So I think that Moscow and I should go into the photo booth and send our pictures to JP.
Oh, please do.
Like how much fun we're having at the
Schumann did that for at Burning Man. There was something like that.
Oh, he did? And sent you a photo?
Yeah, of him and Big Tim and some dude that they were making out with.
Blowing.
Yeah.
But it's one of those photo booths that spits out the 4 photos, and you're making faces. You know the one I'm talking about? Like
yeah.
Yeah, photo booth.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's a booth where there's photos.
2 kinds?
Yeah.
You could order sushi from it.
Wow.
The ginger.
So come say hello and sample Great Northern Brewery's finest brews at their display. That's Section E, booze 18 through 20. And along with Black Star Double Hopped Golden Lager, the Great Northern Brewery will be pouring Wild Huckleberry Wheat Lager and Wheat Fish. So a lot of their beers are there, and you can enter to win that sweet trophy. Okay. 888-401-BEER. We'll take your Drunk of the Week calls now because we're going to get out of here pretty quickly. Moscow's there manning the phones. So if you want to enter for Drunk of the Week, do it right now. We still have Drunk of the Week medals to give away. So 888-401-BEER. Do it now or forever hold your peace. I don't want to hear about it later.
Yeah, that isn't fair because the other guy wasn't as drunk as I am.
They only said they drank 2 beers. And you picked him because he sang a song.
I had 3 beers and I didn't sing a song. And I was real boring on the air, but my friends called me real funny, so I figure I should fucking win the thing.
Whatever. Shut up.
All right.
Thank you.
Hey, speaking of real funny, you guys hear there's a new Steel Panther song out?
Oh, really?
Nice. New single, huh?
I want to hear it.
It's called 17 Girls in a Row, Balls Out. And if you look at my monitor right now, the album cover is on there, and it's a pretty good album
It's
cover.
hella sick is what it is.
Balls out, balls deep.
You guys want to give it a shot?
Yes.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I haven't heard it yet.
But follow those guys on Twitter. They're hilarious.
Oh, it's good already.
This is like mid-'80s, maybe, /
1987 L.A. right here.
L.A. Guns, motherfucker. Oh, yeah.
Look out.
Look out. Yes, I did.
I don't think we can cover this one, JP.
I don't think so either, man.
I mean, Nate can probably shred it out.
You need a bigger sound.
I'll try and help.
I don't think I can sing it.
Never lost my erection in a grocery store?
Yeah.
Aisle 3, you said.
It's good.
Section.
I hope there's a whole album.
Pretty much classic Steel Panther there.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Right.
Fucking classic rock and roll.
All right, let's go to the phones. We've got Peter from San Diego calling in for Drunk of the Week. Plus, it looks like he might have some info about Arrogant Bastard for Tasty.
I'm looking for tips.
A little espionage.
Peter, what's up, man?
What are you working for tips?
Yo, what up?
How are you, brother?
I'm good.
Drunk of the Week?
How you guys? What?
Drunk of the Week?
I could do Drunk of the Week and also have some tips for Tasty on the Arrogant Bastard recipe.
All right, let's start with that, and then we'll see how drunk you are in the process.
What do you know?
I'm pretty buzzed. What?
What do you know?
What do I know? Is,
How do you know
it? I know a few assistant brewers that won't give me their names, but broke it down to the specialty
They're good
malt.
friends, though.
All right, what do you got there, Peter?
I cannot claim it. It's C175, a shit ton.
A shit ton of C175.
What do you mean shit ton? Is that like 10% or 15?
I don't know the percentages. They won't give me the percentages, but all the consensus of a few of my friends of theirs. There's a lot of C175.
Is that domestic or British?
I'm pretty sure it's domestic.
You got to pump these guys for the details.
I bet it's
Peter.
crisp.
I know, dude, but they're so secretive. They're like, oh, you can't tell them, blah, blah, you can't even go.
Well, you're not telling me. You're just like
He gets off the phone and calls us. It's all right, nobody's listening.
I don't know.
Yeah.
100%.
Mitch doesn't listen to this show.
Right. Now, Tasty, a shit ton is a universal measurement. You know.
It's from the German
what it-
Scheistum.
Well, yeah, I mean,
exactly.
it's going to be like, even over 15% if it's a shit ton.
Yeah,
for
of course
Christmas.
it is.
I wish I could tell you that. I tried to get it, but I know after listening to you guys talk to Jeff Bagby last week, I really put the screws in them. That's all I can get was, I know you guys are looking towards 150.
Yeah.
See, and I know it's
higher.
They told me it's 175 they use.
That's the only crystal in the beer.
But once they switched to the new brewery, they started adding a tiny bit of Special B.
Oh, that's good. That fits right into what I know.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
And then it's a Chinook hop.
I'm down with that.
Which you guys already knew that.
Well, thanks, Peter.
No worries, Tasty. I know, Tasty, I talked to you a lot at NHC. I don't know.
Hey, Peter, did you hear the new Steel Panther song? Here it is.
Actually, I've seen him live.
He said he's seen him live, I think.
That's a lot of girls.
In a row.
I haven't done 17 in my life.
Yeah.
I'm lying.
17-year-olds, maybe.
Dude, it sounds a lot better on the radio.
Ooh, good bridge.
Oh, yeah. What do you say?
Said I have my face in every hole. Oh, there's the scream too, Nate.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah!
Oh, here's the guitar solo part, so the singer can take a break and do some more blow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This guy in the chat is talking about this guy on the phone. He goes, dude, this guy is such a narc.
Peter, you got called a narc, but we appreciate it.
I'm not narking or anything, dude. You guys have helped me out my brewing.
True that.
Yeah, really.
He just give him back.
Yeah.
Why can I not help you guys if you help me? But anyways, yeah.
All right, so how drunk are you? You drunk or not?
I'm pretty buzzed. I've had a growler from Mother Earth. You guys heard of them, right?
Yes, we've all heard of the Earth. Thanks,
Mother
Peter.
Earth.
NAC, they won NAC Pro Night.
I don't remember.
I don't remember either, but I live by them. So, yeah, I had a growler there, like, big IPA, like, double IPA. And then I had the Clutch by New Belgium, which was freaking fantastic.
Are you married?
No, dude.
You got a girlfriend there?
Not at the moment, dude. I have fermenters.
You got a roommate there?
I have fermenters.
Good enough.
Yeah,
That's a good comeback. That's all I need to love.
No roommates.
17.
No roommates.
Just beer.
It's just you and the
good
beer.
porn. That's all I need.
Just me and working on my beers.
17 fermenters in a row.
All right, you're in the running for Drunk of the Week.
Some home brews.
All right. You're in the running for Drunk of the Week.
I have shoes on. I have
How do
a
your friends
rug.
know you're drunk? I start telling secrets about arrogant bastards.
Right.
Did you know I know real good friends at fucking Stone but that won't tell me their names? Yeah?
That means Spider Wrangler from Ohio.
That means you're that guy.
Oh, Spider.
What's happening, Spider?
Hey, how's it going, man?
We're doing all right. Drunk again?
What's up, bro?
Again.
No, I'm actually driving at the moment.
Oh, well, I'm glad you're not drunk then.
So not drunk.
Here's your
yeah.
cup holder then.
Yeah, I was just calling in with an update on the whole people's attempt to smoke hops thing.
Okay.
All right.
Have you tried it recently?
Well, not smoking hops per se, but vaporizing hops.
No.
I only vape them, dude.
It only gets you the active ingredient, man.
Vapor die, bro.
Yeah, right. So, so the vaporizer or the potpourri hot air infuser or whatever.
Right.
Volcano.
Right. Yeah. So if Tasty and Chad open up a potpourri store, they would probably carry these products.
Right.
Not if, but when.
Get to the
We
smoking.
all
What happened?
know all about that, for sure.
But yeah, it's pretty pleasant. I don't know as you really get anything out of it, but some people, I guess, online say that it makes you sleepy or whatever. But you get a lot of the aroma and stuff like that out of it. So it's you've got some extra leaves sitting around.
But you didn't get a gnarly.
To own one of these.
You didn't get a gnarly headache. A lot of people say when they try to smoke them, they get a headache.
No, it was very mild and aromatic, but not the like bitter burning stuff that people that have called into fine programs like Lunch Meat to smoke hops have experienced.
Okay, well, thank you for the update. It's good to know that there's a way you can do it to not get a headache. I like it.
That's right. Vaporizer.
Thanks, brother.
Yep.
All right. Let's go to Brutat, who's on the line, who says he's offered JP $600 to go to the GABF and wants to know why that's not good enough.
Wow.
Hey, Tat.
You buy a lot of Zantac with that.
Hey there.
How are you, buddy?
So,
I don't have heartburn.
on the chat.
So-
Radio silent?
No, you're good. What do you got?
Okay, so on the chat, we're up to a free car for a week and $600.
Oh my God!
Jesus!
Wow,
spending money.
Yeah.
That's good money, JP.
JVF.
Do you know what this guy looks like, by the way?
Yes. Imagine Weird Al, but gayer.
Now, JP, you need the money.
I do.
Yeah.
I do.
Could be a net profit. I'm thinking here.
I'm thinking I could go.
I do.
Oh, and a BJ.
And a from who? Who's giving the BJ?
The usual.
JP.
Oh, JP has to give you the BJ. He has to give it to himself.
Just kidding.
He has to somersault around the hotel room trying to give himself a BJ. Come on, you've all done it. Well, that's a lot. That's good cash, JP. You're not willing to take the Xanax for $600, or the?
I don't think I could. I don't think I can get it all together, and then drive out there. It takes like 3 days to get there.
Ridiculous.
Oh,
I can't do it.
I don't think they're offering you to drive out there.
Yeah.
No, they want you to fly.
They want you to fly,
No.
and then you have a car while you're there.
Rent him a car
he
to
can't
drive.
fly.
Yeah.
Oh.
He can't fly.
Oh, you guys just
He
want
can't
him to
fly.
drive
Oh,
out
the
there?
car.
I'm not
Yeah.
going to allow that.
I'll
Fuck
buy him a
that.
car.
You got to man up and fly if you're going to go.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I say too.
Come on, he can
Right.
drive.
Why do you guys want to see him that bad that you're going to give him $600 in a car to drive out there?
Apparently.
Yes.
Yes, we do.
You can't play
Wow, they
World
do
of
love
War.
you, JP.
You can't play World of Warcraft and watch Disney movies while you're driving. There's no way JP is going to
See?
drive out there.
Nate is the only one who understands my pain.
I wonder he really sees you for who you are.
He does know me for who I am.
Come on.
I can't do it.
You can do it. You can make money doing it. You don't even have to fly. Come on.
Sounds like a
We'll
pimp.
pay for the car and pay you to go there.
I love you, baby.
That's a pretty sweet. They're going to pay for the
that's
car
a-
and pay you to go, and all you have to do is
Yeah.
drive a
That's
few
a
states.
lot of love there.
It is a lot of
This
love.
is a sold out event. A lot of people who want to go can't. And you're getting paid to go.
Right?
Yeah, you'd be
I
different.
know,
Does
man.
driving there give you anxiety too?
No, I just don't want to do it.
Oh, you
What
yeah.
about Amtrak? You could be there like an overnighter.
Thought about it.
It's a good idea, Scott.
Yeah.
Yeah, Scott, it's a fucking good idea.
Just hold your breath. at
Isn't
those
your
crossings.
segment over, Scott?
I don't want to hear you bitching about money anytime soon. I'll tell you that right now. $600, and you're like,
Tax-free, buddy.
And you're like, nah, it's okay. I'll stay home. What?
Yeah. I give up. I'm done.
All right. Thanks, Tat. Later, man.
Great offer.
Oh, see, now it's too late. I missed it.
Right.
I just had to think about it some more, but now I can't. So
Okay. Now let's go to Jared from Nebraska. Jared, what's up, man?
Oh, what's up?
How you doing, brother?
Pretty good. Just a second.
Oh, yeah. Okay, hold on, Justin.
Yeah, let me
He'll be right back.
Let me just
Was
wait
he reaching
here.
for the lotion? What's he doing?
What the hell? Oh, hey, man.
I'm here. Shut up. I'm here.
You drunk?
I like also.
What?
Good, yeah.
You're cutting out there.
Oh, yeah. Having a heart attack also. Yeah, but drunk, yeah.
Why are you having a heart attack? Where'd you run to?
Also happening.
Wow.
Oh, I can't deal with that. Your reception sucks, man. Don't die, though. I'll feel
I
bad.
think he was trying to rub one out while he's on the phone with you.
Something's going on there. Cut him in mid something.
He's like, wait, just wait a second. I'm almost done.
Sounded like he was
I'll
doing
be with you in a
something.
second. Hold on.
keep talking. Keep talking.
Seemed like he had an O face going there.
All right, let's go to Bug Eater from Nebraska, of course, calling in for Drunk of the Week. Bug, what's up, man?
Oh, yeah. I think I'm drunk of the week.
Oh, yeah.
Oh!
We know you pretty well. We might be able to judge this, actually.
That's true.
Yeah, I've been sampling my barley wines, only about 3 pints or so tonight.
Wow.
Another 3 pints of my spice cider. Yeah, I've been having a good time tonight. I had a crappy internet connection, so I can't even get audio tonight.
Oh, you're just hanging out drinking by yourself with no audio.
Well, I had some folks over tonight, too, so we've kind of watched the chat room. Been stealing, since I moved, I haven't gotten my own internet connection yet, so I've been stealing Wi-Fi from the Burger King down the street.
Bug Eater.
Hey, you get it your way, dude.
Oh, well.
Man, he's like
Yeah.
one step from homeless, isn't he?
Oh, yeah. I'll have some regular internet later this week, but...
I don't know, if you've ever seen Bug Eater, you get a pretty good idea that his liver's probably not functioning at its top level. So 3 barley wines, and he's going to be doing all right.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Munich. It's that all Munich barley wine I've been doing. I got one that's 2.5 years old, one that's 10 months old. So we've had several pints just comparing the two to see how they changed over the years.
I'd like to try that. That sounds good.
All Munich, huh?
How can it be all Munich? You have to put other crystals in there? Or what?
No, Munich's a bit
It's
small.
like about 80% Munich and the rest of the other stuff. It's,
the base is Munich.
So the other all Munich.
It's basically 80% Munich.
When I say all Munich, I don't mean it.
We got Cara Munich and regular Munich and Munich Dark. And
I don't care, Munich.
Yeah.
Well, guess what, Bug Eater? You're our drunk of the week today. I think it's
Bug Eater. Yeah, he sounds like it.
You killed it. That was a great song you sang, too.
Yeah, good song. Yeah.
Well, but I don't know. I had 4 beers.
I had 4 pints of barley wine.
And my fucking barley wine was 85% Munich, so I don't really give a fuck about the fucking bullshit, bro.
Would you like to try to sing us your favorite song, Bug Eater, just so you feel like you've earned it?
Charleston.
Oh.
Charleston. Okay.
What song would that
he's old.
be? Would you like?
Oh, do you have a favorite?
Let's. Let's see here. Can't think of something right off the bat.
How about 17 Girls in a Row? You know that one?
What's that?
You know 17 Girls in a Row? Here, I'll play you a clip. What if Bug Eater pulls out that scream, that 80s screen? He's like, oh, yeah, I can do that. Yeah!
He's like, oh, yeah, I'm in a Rob Halford cover band just for fun.
Oh, all right. That's all right, Bug Eater. You're our drunk of the week. Congratulations, man.
Congrats, brother.
Oh, well, thanks a lot there.
You going to JBF next week?
I can't make it.
Not going to make it this year.
Lame.
Just moved. I spent all my GABF money on moving.
I see. You got any Xanax you can share with JP?
Hey.
I wish I did.
Don't we all, brother? Don't we all?
Barley wine you can share with JP?
Yeah. He needs to suck it up.
When Bug Eater tells you, you kind of listen. It's weird.
Lots
This
of
guy knows.
harrowing airline experiences. He's not going to come up with anything like what I've been through. So
You do know about the free groping.
That's a wisdom guy there.
Bug Eater's seen some shit, man, and you're not going to... Yours is nothing.
That's true. That's true.
The Panama Airways, you head down the runway and the door pops open. You have to get up and help the attendant pull the door back shut while you're moving down the runway.
Oh, that's pretty
that's not bad.
Part of that, he kind of sounded like a speak and say.
Or you go,
And then the thing.
airfield and the airplane catches the runway on fire. That's the kind of crap I've had to put up with on airline.
Yeah, take that, pussy.
I would never put myself in that position. Like, fuck going to Panama. That's why Panama built fucking...
Or anywhere.
Yeah, well, that's why they built an airport, so people can get the fuck out of there. They don't want people coming in. They want people leaving.
Only crazy people going in. Huh?
Don't fly Copa Panama Airways.
All right. Good advice.
Screw that.
All right, Bug. Thanks, man.
All right. Have a good night there.
Yeah, you too. Be careful tomorrow morning, all right? Be rough.
Yeah. Well, I'm on vacation. So I don't
Attaboy.
care.
All right.
All right.
Later.
Bye.
Bye.
Bug Eater. Drunk of the week, ladies and gentlemen.
Boog.
Yeah, well done. All right. That's it for that. Okay, let's just get out of here. I was going to get into a bunch of stuff with Mike Riddle, but you know what? It's late. And,
Why not? It's 8 o'clock. It's actually
late.
not even 8 o'clock.
Feels later.
It's incredibly early by our standards.
Feels like it's 1 a.m. to me. Did I tell you I jumped out of a plane this weekend?
You did? Yeah. Big deal. Bug Eater had 3 beers. Let's get back on that.
Hey, brewing software. I always like to talk about brewing software.
Oh, yeah. If you want to brew like Mike Riddle and be a great homebrewer, you can go to beersmith.com and check it out. Beersmith.com, they give you a free 21-day trial of their software, so you don't really have to take my word for it. Just go check it out. You can download it, do a free trial, do a couple brews with it. I think you're going to find that it's a pretty superior brewing software. It does everything you need it to do. You can upscale and downscale your recipes. You can inventory all your brewing ingredients if you really want to get into it. the possibilities are endless. So go to beersmith.com, get your free 21-day trial. That's a good amount of time. If you're like Chad used to be, that's like 4 brews in 21 days. But now, Chad, I haven't seen him touch a brew stand in months.
I haven't even seen him in months.
Yeah, he's down at that Handel's Brew Pub in Pleasanton, California all the time.
Where's that?
And it's way down there.
Oh.
Yeah, it's over there.
Nestled in Northern California.
I don't even think he remembers how to homebrew, actually. I'm not even sure he's a homebrewer anymore.
That's not true.
I mean,
You may have brewed a few batches here lately, but come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
Imagine that. Imagine how sad is it when I've brewed more than Chad in the last couple months? That's a sad day to be Chad.
Sounds like a challenge.
We still have plenty of beer, right?
Yes.
So everything's good.
Yeah, well, yeah, the beer's looking more like,
That's a good point.
Another direction kind of thing.
I'm drinking a sweet goose on tap.
Yeah.
Goose? Which is pretty amazing.
Where?
Yeah. Isn't it goose? Didn't you say it was goose?
No.
It's a sour beer.
Flanders Red.
Oh.
Yeah.
Flemish Red.
Thought you said it was...
Yeah.
whatever.
Bakor.
See how the color
Cuvée
is...
de Jacob.
The fuck do I know?
Is red.
Real good, though.
Goose
Sour and good.
Goose are more pale.
That's fine. Whatever. Anyway, free 21-day trial, beersmith.com. Thanks, Stacey.
Sure.
One more call. Oh, a little more info about Arrogant Bastard.
Differing info.
Ryan from Maryland. What's up, man?
Hey, I was just calling to comment on the Arrogant Bastard recipe. I private messaged Tasty this before. A family friend used to brew with Lee Chase, and he was saying it was 50% pale malt, 50% Crystal 150, which sounds impossible, but so I would say it's Crystal 150 and no Special B.
Well, they did say that the Special B was since moving to the new facility.
Yeah.
So it's when Lee Chase was a long time
And I have
ago.
a really, really credible source on Special B.
But 50-50 would be insane, wouldn't it?
His comment was...
I agree with that.
That'd be big.
Yeah, you're talking like 0.5% or something.
That'd be really arrogant.
Yeah.
Right, which is possible.
It's not quite that arrogant. I mean, when we did the... what was it? The one that Jamil liked? The just C150.
Yeah.
It was pretty close, but wasn't the beer.
Right.
He thinks it was. I don't.
Okay. All right.
So the 175 and a little Special B, I think I'm on the way.
Yep. All right, thanks, Ryan.
What is it?
Hey, one thing. I was thinking, could you even get Special B back when Arrogant Bastard first started?
No. Like I said, they didn't start with the Special B until the new brewery. So you're probably right that when Lee Chase was there was no Special B.
Right.
But there's now a rumor that at the new brewery they added Special B. So...
Cool.
All right.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, brother. Later. Okay. Anything else left to do? Did I miss any sponsors?
17 Girls in a Row reminds me of Dr. Feelgood.
It does.
It does have that same kind of...
Yeah.
Let's see.
Totally.
Yeah. But a lot of their songs are like that. I mean, that's their thing.
Yeah, exactly.
And I think you're right. I think you pinned their inspiration for this one. And it kind of fits, too.
17 girls in a row.
If he never lost his boner, he's kind of Dr. Feelgood.
Super Dr. Feelgood.
I still want to go see them, man.
Let's go.
Where? In
L.A.
You got
Monday night.
We got to fly.
They'll be in Denver.
I'll drive. I'll meet you there. Dude, it's 5 hours. It's 5 hours.
Meet you there.
You fly, I drive.
Such a dickwad.
It's 5 hours. By the time you go to the airport, wait, go through security, get radiation poisoning, get on the plane.
You'll still
get
be
off,
there 4
get your
hours
luggage,
before JP.
Get your luggage, get a cab or rent a car, drive to the thing. Then you have to get back early enough to drop the car. Blah blah. I'll be there already.
No.
By the time you drive down 5, fall asleep, get busted by the cops, run into somebody else.
Run to somebody else. I drove 5 hours in a row.
All right. Hey, Mike Riddle, thanks for coming in today.
Oh, thank you.
I appreciate it. We'll have you back when we can do a full topic with you. That's what I want to do. That's what I want to get into. We're gonna half-ass it here for 20 minutes rather than having Mike back to do a whole show with us about beer.
I got a full ass.
Let's do that. That's right. We had to get all that out. Yeah. Thanks to Scott Mansfield for coming in and hanging out with us today.
Good fun. Thank you.
You can go to strongwaters.net and check out the book and information about the classes that Scott does here in San Francisco and all the rest. It was really thanks for the education today and for giving me a ginger beer that was goddamn good.
Yeah, it was.
Good.
Oh, yeah.
I can stop dissing it now when people say ginger beer. I'll just go, oh, well, is it good? Is it Scott's? I'll say. So, all right. Probably should have loaded up our closing song. I should just make our closing song Steel Panther today.
Why won't you?
You can
do that.
You have the power.
Please do it.
All right, let's do that. Don't forget about our new sponsor, craftbeer.com. Go check that out. Don't forget about all the festivals we told you about today. Go back to the calendar and listen to that because there's a whole bunch of good ones on there. And good stuff. Isn't it supposed to be slowing down this time of year? All of a sudden there's 100 festivals to go to.
It's October, man.
It's October.
All right. Okay, next week we're off because we're at the Great American Beer Festival. You can find us in the Brewers Pavilion if you're going to the GABF. Otherwise, tune in to justin.tv/brewing network, and we will be streaming all the panels that we do from there. Also streaming the award ceremony, so you can tune in and cheer for your favorite breweries there.
And be sure to let me know, and I'll social network them.
JP will be holding down the fort and social networking.
JP should be do like a desk where he's covering the show and you guys are like the live part of it.
That's a great
put
idea.
Put him in a tuxedo or something. You know?
He can sit here in a tux. Back to you, JP.
That's right, exactly.
Let's do it.
Just so you guys know, the chat is now up to $1,000 if JP can
Jipper.
get over his shit.
As your friend, take the $1,000.
It's for me to use the plane ticket.
Do it. It's $1,000.
$1,000?
Think of it as $1,000 to take the Xanax, which will lead to you being able to get on that fucking plane.
Possibly.
I would do Xanax for. I would pay $1,000 if someone could find me a decent Xanax supplier.
What if we'll do something that gives you anxiety tomorrow, and you'll take the Xanax, and when it works, you'll go, great, it's going to work. Now I can fly on Wednesday.
That's right. Practice once,
and you get $1,000.
He's thinking.
I can't do it.
You're killing me.
I know.
1,100. Do I hear 1,100?
Don't worry. I'll be fine. In 2 months, I'll sell my house, and then I'll live in an apartment.
And then I'm going to yell at you again about missing out on the $1,000 because you have to sell your house.
I wonder what the ceiling is. Like, if they said $5,000, would you take it?
Yeah. What's your price, bro?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't know.
Everybody has a price.
All right, we'll see you back here in a couple weeks, everybody. Tune in to justin.tv/brewing network. Look at the homepage probably tomorrow or Tuesday for the schedule of events. All right, we'll see you later. Cheers.